Sponsored by Visit Milwaukee, a deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Welcome to a supersized episode of What's on Tap. I am thrilled about 3 hours together, a bonus hour, and it is chock full. Yesterday, the Tony Award nominations came out, and I was thinking, who wants to talk Tonys? Then I realized how many people we have here in Milwaukee who have some connection and Broadway experience. So I have tapped into some of our favorite folks. We are going to get a call in live from New York from Skylight Music Theater's artistic director, Michael Unger, who is there right now enjoying some theater and is even hanging out with one of the nominees. Who is that? You will have to find out when we chat with Michael. We'll chat with him at 7:05, right after the 7 o'clock newscast. And a name, Anthony Crivello. You might recognize that name. Milwaukee native, Marquette University alumnus, and a Tony Award winner himself for Kiss of the Spider-Woman. Tony's going to check in from California, where he is now, with his Tony insights and maybe who he's rooting for that he may know that is nominated. But wait, hold the phone. We have a Milwaukeean who is nominated for a Tony, sound designer Josh Schmidt, fresh off his nomination from the play Bug. Josh will be here at 7:35 to talk about what it feels like to get the nomination. How did he find out? How did he even get involved with Bug? And then wait a minute. Speaking of Bug, see, connecting the dots here. Bug is this creepy crawly play that is being produced right now by Constructivist Theater, and it closes this weekend. You don't want to miss it. It's a cast party with the Constructivists. We have Jamelyn and Joe from Bug who will be here at 8:35. So that's kind of the Tony Award thread that brings us the culture and creativity. But we got to get some cheese in there. Have you heard about the Gold Rush? Visit Milwaukee has a scavenger hunt that kicks off on Friday with a cheese swap in Deer District. You bring some cheese, you get some cheese, and then you find out where these treasure hunts are all around the city for about the next month and a half. And works of art inspired by cheese by Adam Heimbach. You might recognize that name. He's a former Milwaukeean, now a world-renowned artist. Adam Heimbach, will be here with Visit Milwaukee's Julia Meehan. They will be here to share how you can get in on, yes, the cash prizes that are part of the Gold Rush scavenger hunt and how you can get collectible art. So there is a lot going on this episode of What's on Tap, and I'm glad you are here with me. And we're going to start with in-studio guests. I'm very excited to welcome Pink Umbrella Theater. First, I have Katie Cumming. Katie, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having us here.
Oh, my pleasure. And what is your official role at Pink Umbrella Theater Company?
Do I just pick one? I've got several.
Multiple. I would say multiple hats, multiple umbrellas.
Multiple umbrellas. I am the founder of Pink Umbrella Theater. I founded the company in 2018.
Wow. And you're having a heck of a year. We're going to get to that in a moment, Katie. And who have you brought with you?
I am Jack Allen. I'm one of the professional actors with Pink Umbrella, like Katie said. So I'm I'm one of the actors from Pink Umbrella from in that company.
What's the most recent production we've seen you in, Jack?
I've been in lots of productions over Pink Umbrella. I took so many shows over since Pink Umbrella has been started with Kate Cummings as well. I've been in lots of shows. I've been in several of the fellow castmates from Pink Umbrella shows. I've been in ton of from Kaleidoscope over the year, and in Shine I was in since the day from COVID from 2020. So it was the year of pandemic. So that's probably a long time. I've been starting shows from Pink Umbrella.
And Jack, when did you first decide you wanted to be an actor or even try it out?
I just want to try out many things from Pink because I've been doing lots of different different things with. I don't know.
Jack, you and I were talking earlier. You started acting at First Stage around, what did you tell me? Were you 10, 11?
I was about
11 or 12.
11 or 12.
Yeah.
And-
So Jack and I have known one another for a very long time.
That's great.
And I've watched him grow, and that's part of why Pink has been created.
And what is the mission of Pink Umbrella Theater Company, Katie?
Yeah, so we're the first theater company here in Milwaukee that it's a professional theater company that works primarily with disabled actors and artists, and we're actually one of 8 in the nation. Most theaters for people with disabilities is a pay-to-play. So we're flipping that script a little bit.
I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
one
so
in 8.
when you say disabilities, because I know that there are a lot of different phrases that we like to get away from or like to use, what are some of the disabilities that and inclusivity that of the variety, I think we automatically think of, okay, maybe mobility. You've got actors in wheelchairs. Like, what are some of the ranges of inclusivity that Pink Umbrella Theater Company involves?
Yeah. So we work with anybody who feels like they belong under the umbrella. We don't ask a lot of questions. We just need to know if your diagnosis could cause a medical emergency. But we work with people who have ADD, anxiety, autism, people who use wheels as their primary mode of mobility. We have actors who are non-speaking. We have oh, goodness. Just a wide variety. Down syndrome. Yeah, just about any diagnosis you could possibly think of is under the umbrella.
That is interesting. I will tell you, this is sparking a memory for me. Who's the actor in Back to the Future? Crispin Glover.
Yeah.
He has done an entire film called This Is It, probably 15 years ago, that was all actors of different abilities. A complete, so it was interesting to see artists embracing that storytelling and inclusivity even back then. And I wanted to see that. Like, how does this work? Because everybody has a story, and we talk about representation of people seeing themselves.
Right.
So I love that you're creating this space. And also, what else do you think theater gives people by being part of the performing arts?
Yeah. So, and it's great that you talk about that, because that's one of the things that I mentioned, is that theater is big enough and it's a storytelling realm. And, Jack and I were talking earlier, he's made a lot of friends.
So many.
Gotten a lot of experience, confidence, I would say, and joy.
Yes.
Are those good words?
Yeah, joy and most of enjoyment through friends from Pink.
Yeah, working together.
Because Pink is changing for good. Because I have made friends since with back over here. So I know one of my friends who her name is Allie Meisinger. She took so many things since with Pink Umbrella over the years, but now she's in Edgewood now.
Yep.
So she took some theater Edgewood college as well too. She is doing a Shakespeare show called 12 Nights. So that's what she was been in since couple shows in the future. So.
I love hearing your enthusiasm for your fellow actors. That warms my heart, Jack. That's
Thank
wonderful.
You. Yeah.
Pink Theater. I keep saying Pink Theater. Pink Umbrella. You just said everybody's welcome under the umbrella. I've got it in my head, and it's such a beautiful visual as well. Pink Umbrella Theater Company. Katie Cummings, the founder, and actor Jack Allen in the studio with me. And next, I'm going to bring somebody in the studio who wants to give you an award for the good things that you're doing. Will you stay?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Stay with us here on What's on Tap.
Penny Mustard is proud to introduce the latest innovation in home furnishings, presenting the single-seat mini sofa.
What are you talking about?
Look right there.
That's not a single-seat sofa.
It has fabric, doesn't it?
Yes.
And it's plush, right?
Sure.
And you sit on it.
Obviously.
So you tell me what that is.
It's Penny Mustard's new line of upholstered dining chairs.
Huh?
It's like something you'd see in a fancy 5-star restaurant.
But they don't look like dining chairs.
Precisely. These unique chairs take your dining experience to a whole new new level.
Our upholstered dining chairs are functional, comfortable, and oh so stylish.
They are, without a doubt, the finest dining chairs masquerading as single-seat mini sofas you'll ever see.
Can't argue with that.
The new upholstered dining chair collection, American made with solid wood and your choice of fabric or leather, starting at $9.16 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga for Car Edge. The stress of car buying is finally a thing of the past. Car Edge negotiates with local dealerships for you, keeping your personal info private. With an average of 20 plus years of dealership experience, Car Edge experts know every trick in the book, saving you time and money. No sales calls, no wasted hours playing games at a dealership, just the best deal on the car you want. WTMJ fans get 20% off. Call 414-667-7413 or visit caredge.com/WTMJ for a free no obligation consultation today.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on May 12th.
Curio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they play the San Diego Padres.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third deck.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in May 12th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee or check your local listings to watch the game.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Welcome back to What's on Tap. And in the studio with me, I'm so honored to have Pink Umbrella Theater Company Executive Director and Founder, Katie Cummings, in the studio with me, and Pink Umbrella actor, Jack Allen. And we have now welcomed another guest into the studio. Introduce yourself to everyone.
Hello, everyone. I'm Courtney Ham, and I am the new executive director over at the Sharon Lynn Wilson Center for the Arts.
And congratulations on your new position.
Thank you.
And with your new position, I love that you get to do things like give out awards at the big event coming up.
It's going to be my first time giving out an award and 3 awards at the big event. So this is really exciting.
Tell us about what the big event is.
Well, it is a celebration and a way to engage the community in performance arts and celebrating all the ways arts and performance and just the community comes together and celebrate organizations and individuals that have really prioritized the area of arts in our community. And so I'm super pumped. It's our gala. It's our annual event. It's literally the big event.
That is the title.
That is the title, literally. And this year we're doing a little different of a vibe. So it's going to be more of a garden party vibe with the awards and presentation and celebration within the theater. But to start out, there's going to be a lot of essence of different areas of art and performance to kick off the evening. So lots of mingling and networking and engaging with different elements of art and performance.
Doing what the arts does. Brings people together.
In kind of a garden theme. So it's going to be really fun.
June 6th?
June 6th.
And are there reservations still being taken?
Of course there are.
There we go.
That's right.
The Wilson Center in Brookfield. And I am thrilled to have you announce who one of your awards will be going to at the big event.
Well, and I'm actually super excited about this. So this is an Education Excellence Award, and the Pink Umbrella is actually following a history of really incredible organizations that we've honored in the past. So it's a legacy award. Actually, I was looking back. So 8 weeks into my role, I was trying to look back at who you're joining rank with, which is really fun. But this award started in 2015. And so we've been able to honor organizations like the Wisconsin Conservatory of Music, Latino Arts Inc., the Milwaukee Rep, Milwaukee Film, First Stage, Florentine Opera. So again, this is the opportunity for us as an organization, a nonprofit organization, to really celebrate our friends in the community and our partners. And what a really fun opportunity to celebrate you all this year. So,
well, we feel really honored to be a part of that group. And, you know, I think that one thing that is so important to us is that at Pink Umbrella, we center disability and make sure that we're meeting people where they are. And so it's just nice to be acknowledged that in our classrooms, we are doing excellent work. So thank you.
Yeah. Yes, thank you for doing that.
Well, we're excited about it.
Will there be any performances at the big event from Pink Umbrella?
There might be.
I'll put you on the spot.
Like I said, there's a lot of essence around the different arts and performance areas. So we may have some tricks, secret garden up our sleeves for the evening, but we definitely want to highlight and are planning a way to showcase the Pink Umbrella throughout the evening. So
I love that we have such a good supportive cultural community and creative community here in southeastern Wisconsin. So I can hear the excitement in your voice that you're like, this is a great role for me. I get to help elevate and celebrate these other arts organizations. And it's nice to see you kind of be touched that others are recognizing the work that you've done for almost 10 years now with Pink Umbrella.
Yeah. And I think, too, one of the things that I love about how we're coming together for this event on June 6th is that it really is about meeting people where they are. And sometimes that means emotionally or physically. But this time we're meeting people where they are at a location, and being introduced and reunited with some good friends of ours. So thank you.
Yeah. And really the inclusivity. And Jack, as an actor yourself at Pink Umbrella, what do you wish more audiences understood about actors with disabilities and the kind of performance that you're doing?
Yeah, there's a lot of people who had disabilities with shows and including with locations, like you said. I mean, it seems pretty a lot to put in together since with Pink Umbrella has been going on through like day by day, which is super cool just to join with other actors just to help out because we're pretty on board on with like what it's like just been going with Katie because Katie is a wonderful director, wonderful, amazing organizing sense with a bunch of like people who wants to have act differently. It's since with being on disabled actors, so it's really cool just to have a lot more details and onboarding needs. So it's pretty cool.
And now that you've acted at Pink Umbrella,
yes, I have,
and done some acting with First Stage. What is a dream role for you?
Ooh, probably Grayson is my dream role because I play him. I mean, just with like
Grayson, yeah.
I was saying that's the role you did recently. Was that in Kaleidoscope?
So we write our own shows at Pink, so that we're able to adapt to the company members. And Grayson was one of the roles in Kaleidoscope. It was a fan favorite for Pink Umbrella theater actors.
Yeah, he was a musical beast up in Rhinelander.
Oh yeah,
in the show,
a neighbor of the Hodag.
He pretended, he pretended to be a Hodag at some point in time during the performance, and it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, you're talking about bringing joy to everyone, to the actors and to the audiences.
Exactly.
It sounds like you're doing it at Pink Umbrella Theater Company. Katie Cummings, founder, thank you so much for joining me, and congratulations on your latest award, because this has been a great year for you.
Yeah.
You also won the Milwaukee Magazine Unity Award. This year. So keep that momentum up. Keep creating great change here. And Jack, congratulations on all of your accomplishments so far. And we look forward to seeing Jack Allen's name in the playbill again.
Yes. Please see me again. That'd be great.
And Courtney, congratulations on your new executive directorship at the Sherilyn Wilson Center for the Performing Arts. And it sounds like you have just hit the ground running and that you are enthusiastic about this summer.
I am super pumped about everything ahead of us, and just listening to Jack talk and just think about there are so many individuals that there's so much bravery and courage that has to happen to be on stage and do something in front of an audience, and I'm just super impressed. And it's really fun to think about an organization like ours where we can welcome people in, patrons, guests, volunteers, performers, and it's a really beautiful way to include all. And people have opportunities to engage with their own creativity, and it's for healing and empowerment and courage and all those things. So it's really fun.
And the best way to keep up with the big event and other happenings at the Wilson Center?
You can go to our website. And you can also, I brought this along. I brought the invite along so I didn't forget all of my notes. But you can go to the Wilson Center, which is www.wilsoncenter-center.com, or just reach out to me or you, because guess who's emceeing?
I am delighted to be emceeing the big event June 6th. Yes, so I'm glad that you're excited. I look forward to seeing you. Just kind of hop out of your chair a little bit. So I hope to see you there. Thank you, all of you, for joining me, and look forward to future creative endeavors from each of you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
And stay with us here on What's on Tap as we get into the gold rush, the scavenger hunt that you can win cash running around Milwaukee. Stay with us on What's on Tap.
Get your rock solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
Who doesn't need a seasonal wardrobe update? But who has the cash to always keep their wardrobe updated? Ladies, that's why you shop St. Vincent de Paul. Our women's clothing is always a highlight of our stores, and thrift store prices keep the costs low. It allows you to experiment and also find a hidden gem. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
For those with a warm weather fashion passion, try St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, because that's where you'll find a vast array of men's, women's, girls, and boys' warm weather apparel at the friendliest prices. So many choices, and at such a value. You can fill the closet without draining your wallet. Shop warm weather fashions at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
The Milwaukee Auto Show is back, reimagined and ready to roll into its new location. Discover the newest cars, trucks, SUVs, and hybrids from more than 25 brands. Plus, test drive several new models right at the show. Don't miss the luxury vehicles, classics, and more. Bring the family. Invite your friends. There's something for everyone at the Milwaukee Auto Show. The 14th through the 17th at the Wisconsin State Fair Park Expo Center with discounted parking. Get tickets at autoshowmilwaukee.com.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi. Have you listened to WTMJ Outdoors yet? Well, what are you waiting for? Every Saturday at 2 right here on 620 WTMJ. Stories of the outdoors of Wisconsin and beyond as we celebrate everything and recreation. This week, fishing season has begun in Wisconsin. Not the ice kind, the kind on open water. That has begun. We'll talk about that with some guides. And we'll take it to Milwaukee for a conversation about bubbler bikes. Cool story, getting around the streets of Milwaukee.
It's WTMJ Outdoors, presented by Outdoor Living Unlimited. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
You are tuned in to What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world-class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org and discover the Gold Rush Scavenger Hunt after the WTMJ News. Right now we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Here is Elizabeth Lintonen.
Thanks, Sandy. A man from Milwaukee faces charges for hitting a squad car and injuring an Oak Creek police officer. The officer spotted a car without plates at the Red Roof Inn near 13th and College on April 18th. A man then got into the car and backed into the squad, pinning the officer and a woman before driving off. The officer suffered a shattered toe. 31-year-old Antonio McAfee was arrested on Monday and is charged with 3 felonies. Oak Creek police are still looking for the woman involved. Officials in Dane County are challenging a recent decision by the Wisconsin Elections Commission. Commissioners ruled that 23 absentee ballots in Madison should not have been counted during last month's election because they arrived after the polls closed at 8 p.m. But Dane County officials argue the voters did everything right and delays by Madison election workers shouldn't cost them their votes. The dispute could end up in court. The Elections Commission is scheduled to meet Thursday. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Most everything from earlier has cleared up. We are still seeing those slight delays on I-94 right near American Family Field. We also do have a crash on I-41 near Rawson Avenue heading southbound. The right shoulder is blocked due to that crash. Other than that, though, no major incidents, no major delays. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Overnight tonight, mainly clear with frost, likely low of 33. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with scattered showers, high of 56. Friday, partly cloudy with a slight chance of showers, high of 60. Saturday, mostly sunny, then showers by the evening, high of 68. Sunday, partly cloudy and cool, high of 54. Right now, in Green Bay, 49, Madison, 48, and in Milwaukee, it is 50 degrees. I'm Elizabeth Lintonen, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 6:33.
$998 buys you a magnificent diamond solitaire engagement ring at Kessler's.
A solid gold mounting shows off a big, beautiful diamond, 3/4 of a carat.
Glitter, twinkle, sparkle.
This is the definitive diamond solitaire engagement ring.
You can choose a round diamond, radiant, marquise, or oval.
3/4 of a carat. Any shape you want.
Any color of gold you want.
A 1-carat solitaire is just $1,498.
Ask to see the Evermore engagement rings at Kessler's.
You're going to be ecstatic about the color, clarity, and cut of your diamond.
Evermore.
Each of these diamonds was lovingly created in the heart of a miniature star.
Your diamond will remain.
Evermore.
Your diamond was born about the time you fell in love.
You will be in love.
Evermore.
Your diamond has been waiting patiently for you to see it, love it, and choose it.
Don't keep it waiting. Come to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Are you hosting an event, launching something new, wanting to get the word out about your part of the state? Be a featured guest on the WTMJ Experience Wisconsin show. Share your story, promote your event or business, and connect with fans all across the state. I'm John Merkier. I'd love to interview you. We reach listeners from Milwaukee to Madison, Green Bay to La Crosse, everywhere in between. It's Experience Wisconsin. Ready to shine a spotlight on your business or company? Email me, john@WTMJ.com for more information. john@WTMJ.com.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Now these tend to fly off the shelves. But don't worry, because our connection supplies us with a lot of them. Vintage ceiling tiles from once great old buildings in New York City that make for ultra-unique artwork. These items are definitely hard to find from anywhere else around here. So come take a look, and you'll probably find a treasure. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Day after day, year after year, the heavy lifting, the repetitive motion, and now your body feels it. Your back, your knees, your quality of life.
At Access Legal, we stand up for people worn down by work.
Workers' comp is our sole focus, and our team has recovered more than $35 million for Wisconsin workers. From sudden accidents to pain that builds over years of hard work, we're dedicated to fighting for the benefits you're entitled to. If you've been worn down by work, contact Access Legal for a risk-free consultation.
Search AXIS Legal today.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
Welcome back to What's on Tap. I am Sandy Maxx, and if you like cash, if you like cheese, if you love Milwaukee, or you just haven't been around all of the city lately, have we got something for you? In the studio with me from Visit Milwaukee is Julia Meehan. Hi, Julia.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. You're going to clue us into this. And also in the studio, I'm very excited. Lean on in. Artist Adam Heimbach.
That's right. Happy to be here.
Did I say it right?
Absolutely.
You were on pins and needles wondering how I was going to say it.
You know, we're in Wisconsin, so I figure we can pronounce a German last name.
Achtung. Indeed. Welcome back. So as an artist, you are a Wisconsin-born artist? Or grew up here? What's your Wisconsin connection?
Grew up, born in the suburbs of Chicago, and then grew up and spent my youth in Duluth, Wisconsin, the 19th century circus capital of the nation.
Dropping the knowledge.
Yeah.
How do you think that shaped you and your creativity?
You know, it's part of the razzle dazzle and the spectacle. I feel like it's in my blood. So it definitely plays out in my art practice.
And then when did you leave the fine state of Wisconsin and go out into the world?
Early 2000s, moved back to Chicago, then to New York. 15 years in the Big Apple. And then I recently came back, 2025, to Delavan, and I split my time between East Coast and Midwest.
Still there? Still splitting?
Got one foot there. I got a lot of projects going on, a lot of art pieces happening. So, yeah.
Any particular reason, without prying, but like that called you back home after almost 20 years?
You know, family.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting any younger.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fast pace of the big city, but there's something about the motion of the Midwest and my feet in the ground that I grew up on that it's like a big come to home moment.
Well, we're glad to have you back.
Yeah.
And Adam Heimbach, you are going to put a heck of a creative spin on the Gold Rush scavenger hunt that Visit Milwaukee has, I'll use the word, concocted.
Yeah.
This is a different idea than what we've heard because, okay, somebody's going to go, yeah, scavenger hunt. Oh, no. Julia, tell us about the kickoff event for Friday, which will be the gateway to the rest of the scavenger hunt.
Yeah, so we teamed up with Adam here, of course, the artist, the magician, mind of it all behind, but then also teamed up with Map King, and we're kicking it off with a cheese swap at the New Fashioned.
Not to be confused with a meat raffle. This is a cheese swap.
Yeah, so bring a block. Please have it packaged. No
homemade cheese.
No
this is
homemade
really,
cheese.
yeah, this is safe
this
cheese.
This is safe cheese in a package.
Sure.
And we're going to swap amongst each other. So, you might bring some Gouda and come home with maybe string cheese. I don't know, whatever cheese you want to bring.
String cheese. But what a fun
Parmesan.
way and a silly way to get, I say silly, but a joyous, playful way to get people together at lunchtime on Friday. Deer District, the New Fashion, show up with a wedge or a block. Or like you said, some string cheese. Just don't be shocked if nobody wants to trade you for the string cheese.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like you should embrace some Wisconsin cheese. So that's an hour of a cheese swap. But what else is happening at the cheese swap?
Yeah, so New Fashion will also be serving up some grilled cheese. We're definitely leaning into the whole cheese theme of it all. And then you'll get to listen to Adam Heimbach. He's going to, give some insight into the whole Milwaukee Gold Rush, and then Josh Albrecht as well from Visit Milwaukee will be speaking, and then we're gonna kick off the Gold Rush
because it is happening right now. You can register online at visitmilwaukee.org because there are virtual scavenger hunts.
Yeah, so it's map.visitmke.org. So sign up there, and that's where our digital map lives, and that is the place where you can find out some cryptic clues.
Now, Adam, before I get into the art, because you have brought some with you, I am wildly excited. If you text the word watch to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. Text watch to 855-616-1620. You're going to be one of the very first people to see Adam's art creations or some. You're saying yes, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. You shook your head for a second. I was like, no. I thought you brought these groovy boxes. So text watch to 855-616-1620, and you'll be the first to see on our YouTube live stream Adam's special creations for the Gold Rush. But before we get to that, I just want to make sure, Julia, there's cash involved in this.
Yeah, so there's going to be 30 hunts total starting Friday. It's going to kick it off and building up to a grand finale on what better day than National Cheese Day on June 4th. Yeah, so there's going to be $21,000 plus in total prizes.
That's
free to play.
See?
And you're going to have possibility of cash in the end. So, what's there to lose?
It sounds
nothing but your own dignity, I feel like, if anything.
It sounds like a lot of fun. So what's the website again?
map.visitmke.org.
Perfect. So stay with us because when we come back, Adam Heimbach is going to do some reveal of the special artwork that he has created, because not only can you run around the city, you can find sculptures, and these sculptures you can either keep or trade. Oh, there's so many layers to the Visit Milwaukee Gold Rush scavenger hunt. I'm very excited. Stay with us. Adam Heimbach, artist, and Julia Meehan from Visit Milwaukee. We are here to excite you. Next on What's on Tap.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano talking with Dr. Mike Nolte at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Doc, a lot of people are hesitant to visit a surgeon for spine care.
The good news is that the vast majority of patients that I see and the majority of conditions that I can see can be successfully treated without surgery. And I don't want patients to think that just because you're seeing a spine surgeon means that you're going to be signing up for surgery. We talk about in my clinic kind of a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. orthowisconsin.com.
Don't think twice. Call Dice.
A great way to add value and curb appeal to your home is with a new LiftMaster or CHI maintenance-free garage door. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. A study by Remodelers Magazine reports that the average return on investment is an amazing 82%. Garage doors rank first among all home improvement projects. To see Geiss's huge selection of doors, visit their showroom in Brookfield, or you can also visit their online showroom at geissdoors.com. Geiss has everything from alley doors to custom wood designer doors and everything in between. Remember, for all your garage door needs, you call Geiss at 262-784-4250. That number again, 262-784-4250. It's Geiss. Visit them online at geissdoors.com.
Don't think twice. Call Dice.
2026 Brewers Group tickets are on sale now, and planning your next event at American Family Field has never been easier. Whether it's a company outing, family reunion, or night out with friends, bring your group of 15 or more to the ballpark and enjoy up to 25% off single game tickets with no service fees. All Brewers home games are available now. Start planning today, and a Brewers Group ticket rep will handle the rest. But hurry, tickets are moving fast. Plan your 2026 outing at brewers.com/groups.
For growing businesses, digital marketing shouldn't be a gamble. If your business needs results, not guesswork, it's time for a different approach. At Margle Media, we deliver real results for businesses in an evolving digital world. Backed by data, guided by strategy, and focused on actionable outcomes. We partner with businesses of all sizes to drive growth locally or nationwide. Set up a free consultation today. Visit us at marglemedia.com. That's MARGLE media.com.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Welcome back to What's on Tap, where Visit Milwaukee has come up with a super fun game to play, the Gold Rush Scavenger Hunt. And it will help you get to know Milwaukee better. You'll get to use the digital map, Map King.
Yes.
Julia Meehan from Visit Milwaukee is with me, and the artist that they have brought back to Wisconsin, Adam Heimbach, to create an artful angle to the Gold Rush, which, to refresh everybody, kicks off on Friday with...
Yes, at the New Fashion, 11 a.m. Friday. Everyone's like, why at that hour? It's lunch hour. Why not? Get some grilled cheeses, bring some cheese, swap some cheese. Just lean into the cheese of it all.
Exactly.
And then the 30 hunts total kick off. And, you know, using Map King and map.visitmke.org, you'll get to find the sculptures that are all hidden across the city and get yourself out there to explore downtown.
I feel like these scavenger hunts are a bit Amazing Race-ish.
Yes.
So you're going to have clues and riddles to help you get to whatever the location is to find. Yeah. Then what do you find when you get there?
Right.
Well, yeah. Ta-da. Adam Heimbach, fine art. That's what you find.
Show us some of this fine art that you have created.
So I'm mostly known for my very elaborate, bright-colored landscape paintings and performance art. But for this event, this conceptual masterpiece, I made my first ever sculptures, and they are realistic depictions of what Wisconsin's famous for.
Cheese.
Cheese. Okay?
Blocks of cheese.
Fine art, sculptures, cheddar cheese.
That is the official cheddar gold, I would say.
Cheddar
Everyone knows this.
Yeah, so these will be hidden throughout the city. And you get a choice when you find it. If you're one of the lucky few that find the sculpture, you get a choice. You can keep the sculpture and be a collector of Adam Heimbach art.
Yeah.
or you can destroy the sculpture and see how much money is inside.
Moolah.
Now you see this sculpture. It is a very realistic looking block of cheese represented. If you haven't already done so, text the word watch to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620. You can see these sculptures. Yes, but I would say they look like bricks of cheese. What are they made of that one would either destroy to see if there's cash inside or keep as a true collectible of Adam Heimbach art?
Italian marble. The finest.
No, they're not. I can see you're not straining to lift that. What?
Bro, your
I'm
nose
pretty
is
strong. These are, made from archival materials, cardboard and paper mache, but everyone is signed and dated. So
I see that.
Yeah, they go on eBay for quite a bit. There is so that conversation between what do you do? That's intriguing to me as an artist, as a person. What do you do? Do you keep it? Do you hold on to it for the hopes of selling it one day? Or just to be a collector? Or do you destroy it? And it could be a lot of money, could be a little money, but it's just the thrill of the chase.
Now, you must know what's inside each one. So that's going to be funny to watch people like, I think you want to break this one open or not. Are there any sculptures of yours that don't have anything inside?
TBD.
That's the whole thing. Each sculpture may or may not be filled with cash.
It's a game within a game.
And there's going to be no addresses, no names given out. It's all clues and riddles, and you got to race to be the first to find it.
Yeah, it's about getting out and active and forming community and, all these fun things that are important.
And keeping your eyes open and observing parts of the city that maybe you hadn't really paid attention to before. If you're trying to look to see if there's a bright orange sculpture of a brick of cheese lodged between Bronze Fonz's feet, where are you going to find? Who is responsible for hiding these? Oh, no. Well, that way it can't be that obvious. You can't just have them sitting out, or can you? See, that's just it. When you come up with a fun game like this, there kind of are no rules. So
no rules. That's right. In art or life.
That is
so
very
true.
Words of wisdom from Wisconsin grown artist Adam Heimbach, now back at least part-time in Wisconsin to bring this kind of joy. And one more quick question for you. You said this is your first sculpture. So was it as satisfying as you wanted it to be as a sculptural project? Will you do more sculptures?
I will do more sculptures, but I will say this, that I made these with the expectation that they will be destroyed. I would love if people will play the hunt and decide to keep it, but I know the color of money, and it's green, and it's inside this cheddar block, so it's meant to be destroyed.
Adam Heimbach, artist of these wonderful wedges of cheese that is part of Gold Rush Scavenger Hunt from Visit Milwaukee, kicks off Friday at the New Fashioned in Deer District. And Julia, what is the right website for people to register right now to get in on the fun?
Yeah, map.visitmke.org.
Thank you so much for spreading the joy.
Thank you.
This is a lot of fun. And Adam, I look forward to having you back once the Gold Rush is over to see how you, what your impression is of the results, and if maybe people destroying your art made you sad. We'll have to find out.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Coming up next, the 80s movie Say Anything has that iconic film moment. John Cusack's character, Lloyd Dobler. Would you hold one of those wedges over your head? Wearing the trench coat, standing there, holding the boombox over his head, playing a certain song. That song and where you can see John Cusack and the movie Say Anything on Friday. That's next on What's on Tap.
Why DIY your frozen pizza toppings when Screamin' Sicilian already went over the top for you? We're talking whole milk mozzarella, heaps of premium meats, a mountain of veggies. Screamin' Sicilian is frozen pizza stacked, no add-ons needed. Mamma mia! Screamin' Sicilian, so loaded with toppings, it's almost cheating. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section and taste what all the screamin' is about.
If you've ever worried about your heart, if you've ever loved someone with heart disease, If you've ever wondered if you're the one at risk, let's remind ourselves that we are not powerless. Because at the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, we're pushing to outsmart heart and vascular disease by working with you personally to understand your history, assess your risks, and guide you to heart strength. By digging deep with tireless research and offering access to leading-edge clinical trials. And for the most serious conditions, including heart failure, heart valve disease, arrhythmias, and vascular diseases, we provide renowned expertise and the most advanced life-saving procedures you expect from academic medicine. So let's get out in front of heart disease. Let's outsmart it. Let's keep pushing so that every one of us can outrun it and embrace every beautiful day life in Wisconsin has to offer. To learn more about our nationally renowned heart and vascular care, visit froedtert.com/heart.
Here's to sweet summer days together with friends and family in Wisconsin. To discovering magic in every moment.
Come on, over here.
And to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder.
Wow.
Here's to supper club celebrations and dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on May 12th.
Curio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they play the San Diego Padres.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third deck.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in May 12th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee or check your local listings to watch the game.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ. And now, feast your ears. This is the song you need to hear.
Most blokes are going to be playing at 10. These go to 11.
You're looking for some fun if you are an 80s movie fan. Have we got it on Friday at the Pabst Theater? You know the movie Say Anything. It's got John Cusack as Lloyd Dobler, heartsick, and as a way to woo his woman, he gets out the boombox and stands outside her window and cranks this song. You can see it on the big screen Friday at the Riverside. Maybe even ask John Cusack a question about the movie filming. Peter Gabriel, In Your Eyes, the song you need to hear.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Discover your new favorite city, Milwaukee. Catch a sunrise over Lake Michigan. Sip your way through craft breweries and dive into a dining scene that's turning heads. From museums and music to thrilling sports teams and buzzing nightlife, Milwaukee delivers all season long. Good things are always brewing on the Fresh Coast. The expert guides at visitmilwaukee.org have everything you need to fully plan every detail. Whatever it is you'd like to do in Milwaukee. Plan your trip today at visitmilwaukee.org.
Politics, work, daily stressors. Let's take a break from all that and get centered, Christ-centered. I'm Pastor Tim Butker. Join me each week for Christian Crusaders, a broadcast that highlights the gospel, the good news of Jesus, and our belief in the authoritative Word of God. Christ-centered, gospel-oriented, Bible-based Christian Crusaders. Please join us Sundays at 6 a.m. on WTMJ. We'd love to have you worship with us.
Oh, what a special weekend. It's Mother's Day weekend. Your mother is not cooking. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Take your mother and grandmother to the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club for their Friday all-you-care-to-eat haddock fish fry. It is one of the best. All other dinners are buy one, get one free, even on Mother's Day weekend. Wow. Any steak, pasta, twin lobster tails, the mixed grill of a filet, shrimp and scallops, honey glazed salmon, any entree, and dessert are all buy one, get one free. Even the ice cream drinks are buy one, get one free. Only at the Fox and Hounds. Celebrate with an old-fashioned. Choose from 20 bourbons, 120 wines in the rustic bar, 8 unique dining rooms. The Fox and Hounds, hugged by the Kettle Moraine Forest. The drive-in views are spectacular, a true must-see. Just off Highway 167 near Holy Hill. Enjoy lunch this Saturday from 11 till 2 and dinner at 4 tonight. Dine early. Google call reserve. It's the Fox and Hounds.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 7 o'clock, it's 50 degrees. Tonight, mostly clear skies, but still cold temperatures with frost possible, a low of 33. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jessica Gatso. A man faces charges for allegedly attacking a healthcare worker at Columbia St. Mary's Hospital on Milwaukee's east side.
36-year-old Kenneth Flagg allegedly attacked a physician's assistant while being treated shortly before 5 a.m. Monday. According to a criminal complaint, Flagg and the assistant were talking about medication when he, without warning, began bludgeoning the employee over the head with a large power block. The victim was hit over 5 times and required stitches. Flagg has been charged with battery and use of a dangerous weapon. Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
An emergency evacuation on a cruise ship in the North Atlantic where 3 passengers have died in a suspected hantavirus outbreak. Health officials now racing to stop the spread of the virus. ABC's Victor Oquendo.
At least 3 passengers have died. Teams are now monitoring the nearly 150 people still on the ship, including 17 Americans, as they sail for Spain's Canary Islands. The body of one victim is still on the ship. Qassem Ibn Hatuta is still on the ship. He says doctors are taking samples, but most people are calm about the situation. The WHO suspects the first victim was infected with a rare strain of the hantavirus in Argentina before getting on the ship and later spread it to his wife, who died too.
Health officials say the virus can kill up to 40% of those infected. President Trump says he's optimistic that the U.S. and Iran will strike a deal. The latest White House proposal would also create a time frame to negotiate a permanent peace treaty. But the president maintains that an agreement won't be reached unless Iran surrenders its nuclear program.
Now we have to get what we have to get. If we don't do that, we'll have to go a big step further. But with that being said, they want to make a deal. We've had very good talks over the last 24 hours. And it's very possible that we'll make a deal.
The president is threatening to intensify military actions if Iranian officials reject his latest offer. Meanwhile, China has emerged as a mediator. Officials in Dane County are challenging a recent decision by the Wisconsin Elections Commission.
Commissioners ruled that 23 absentee ballots in Madison should not have been counted during last month's election because they arrived after polls closed at 8 p.m. The Elections Commission says the law is clear, late ballots cannot be counted. But Dane County officials argue the voters did everything right and delays by Madison election workers shouldn't cost them their votes. The dispute could end up in court. The Elections Commission is scheduled to meet Thursday. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Amid swirling rumors and roster uncertainty, the Milwaukee Bucks introduce a new head coach for the third time since 2023.
Taylor Jenkins takes over a Bucks roster featuring just 6 players under contract and all sorts of questions regarding the future of Giannis.
Naturally talked about that, had great dialogue, full transparency. I don't get into specifics when it comes to roster construction and decisions that are going to be had or not had. But obviously it was very important to navigate that amongst so many other things.
Giannis was not consulted prior to the hiring of Jenkins, but the two have connected since.
Yes, I've had conversation with Giannis, but it's been great. I've actually been able to touch base with the entire roster.
Greg Matzek, WTMJ News.
The new president of Milwaukee-based Marcus Theaters is settling into his new role. Jeff Tomachek tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News people still love going to the movies, and it's all about the experience.
As long as Hollywood continues to create good, creative, out-of-the-box content that is unique, people want to see him in the theaters. And, we've reinvented ourselves, I think, back to, a number of years ago when we had rocker seats and stadium seating, and now it's about recliners and food and beverage options.
Tomachek has been with the company for nearly 30 years, most recently serving as chief financial officer. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:04.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting WTMJ.com/contests.
That's WTMJ.com/contests.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for one of my favorite spots, Griffin Ford in Waukesha. With the auto show right around the corner, now's a great time to find out what your vehicle is worth. Griffin Ford is paying top dollar for trades. They'll even beat any new car deal by $500. Same vehicle, same terms. See dealer for details. Before you head to the big show, stop in and see what your deal looks like today. Griffin Ford on Main Street in Waukesha or griffinford.com. It's where I shop. It's where I get service. It's Griffin.
Business owners
and right-hand men and women.
When you make the catering call for your office gathering,
make it Marty's Pizza.
For pizza, pasta, subs, wings, appetizers, and more.
Delivered in our heated oven delivery trucks.
Our catering delivery range has expanded.
All the way east into Brookfield.
Just log on to martyspizza.net for easy online ordering.
Or give us a call at 262-646-3327. 262-646-3327.
Marty's Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember Marty's Pizza.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. The Brewers split the series with the Cardinals with a win in St. Louis.
Turn the double play, 4-6-3, and they win the second game here in St. Louis by a final of 6-2.
The Brewers have the day off tomorrow before starting a 3-game homestand with the Yankees on Friday. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Mostly clear on the roads, at least here in Milwaukee County, but I do see a car fire over in Waukesha County. It looks like that is on 43 South, about a mile beyond the ramp from Racine Avenue. The right lane is blocked. Taking a look at the WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, mostly clear skies, but cold temperatures with even frost likely. Low of 33 degrees. Thursday, mostly cloudy with widely scattered showers, a high of 56. Friday, partly cloudy skies and a slight chance for showers, a high of 60. On Saturday, mostly sunny and showers develop likely by the evening, a high of 68. On Sunday, partly cloudy and cool, a high of 54. Right now in Madison, it's 47 degrees. Green Bay, it's 48. Waukesha, it's 49. And in Milwaukee, it's 50 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:07.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee, a deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Welcome to the second hour of this supersized episode of What's on Tap. Very happy to be hanging out with you. And, you know, I love to bring a local angle to worldwide news. So when the Tony nominations came out yesterday for excellence on stage, on Broadway in particular, I was like, we have a lot of talented people here in Wisconsin. There must be some connections. So I am thrilled that right now, live from New York, Skylight Music Theater Artistic Director Michael Unger joins me with his Tony Awards nominations, thoughts, and insights. How are you, Michael?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I am good. Probably not as good as you to be in New York right now with talented friends of yours, and you actually know a Tony Award nominee, don't you?
Well, you probably do too, but I know a few, but you might know some also.
Well, share with me who you are rooting for in this year's Tony Awards and why.
There's so many people to root for. It's an amazing season and so much excitement. But a woman who played Titania in the original production of A Rocky Midsummer Night's Dream 12 years ago, which we just closed at Skylight last week, Marla Mindell created this musical called Titanique, where she plays Celine Dion. And it is a sort of a spoof show that centers on Celine Dion as if she had been part of the Titanic shipwreck. It's hilarious. But what's really interesting about that show is it started many years ago in the basement of a Gristedes grocery store in Chelsea in New York City. And it moved off Broadway, and somehow the fans catapulted to Broadway stardom, and now it's got a bunch of Tony nominations. It's got, how many? It's got
4.
4 Tony nominations, and Marla's got 3 of them for show, book, and actress. It's amazing.
That's incredible. And it's also nominated for Best Musical. So
Exactly, yeah. So we saw it last night. Was it last night? Yeah. And got to see her backstage afterwards. And when I got the tickets, I had no idea that they would be so decorated and so Tony nominated, but that actually happened in the morning, and we went to see her that night. So it was cool.
So what were your impressions in working with her since you just wrapped A Rockin' Midsummer Night's Dream to wrap your season, which was just such a joyous musical with such a profound past? But when you worked with Marla then, what do you remember about that experience? And did you really envision this level of success for her?
Well, she had already done Sister Act. She played the young girl who finds her voice in that show, literally and figuratively. And she is a phenomenal singer and a great actress, and so funny. I certainly am not surprised that she has had these accolades. She also was in the Broadway musical of Cinderella, playing one of the stepsisters. So she's super funny, super great with comedy, but also an incredibly powerful voice. And we had, 12 years ago with Midsummer, we had 3 Broadway personalities who were in the show in Newtown with a bunch of Newtown kids, local kids from that Sandy Hook community. And it was a very special experience to, have professionals coming in to sort of integrate with that community and to share experiences and learn from each other and inspire each other. Similar to what we had here with, one of the original actors from that show was also in the Skylight production and integrating with our local talent, which is phenomenal, and with a lot of the younger artists from UWM, Peck School of the Arts, and also some of our child actors. So it was, these kinds of experiences highlight what is so exciting about theater and sharing those experiences and that knowledge and that inspiration, which can only happen like in that kind of setting. You have multiple generations and you have multiple levels of experience, and everyone's operating at the same high level, but there's just so much shared knowledge going on and shared experience.
Well, and what a gift we have for Milwaukee that you have this shared experience and this, level of working with all these different Broadway actors and productions. And so when you're with Marla Mindell yesterday backstage, what is the energy like backstage at Titanic the day that they get nominated for Tony Awards?
It was insane. Her parents were there as well. I met them before we went backstage, and Marla took us on stage, and she actually sang a very small segment of her big song from Midsummer, by the way, Four Degrees of Jealousy. But then she started talking about how she could not believe that this had happened, and she got teary-eyed. So I'm crying because I just can't believe that where the show has gone from where we started, what we thought it would be. It was this little downtown basement show that is now Tony nominated for Best Musical. And it's gotten a beautiful production, and it's hilarious, and audiences were going crazy for it.
What a great energy. I'm glad that you got to be part of that energy as well. It's so contagious, and for anybody who truly loves theater, man, to be part of that electricity must be a joy for you as well, especially for all the hard work you put in behind the scenes as an artistic director.
For sure. And then you contrast that to a show like Lost Boys, which was a massive production. Titanic is, a big Broadway show, but it's not nearly as complex as something like The Lost Boys, which the scenery and the production, lighting and flying is just off the charts. And when a show like that, which opens cold in New York, meaning no out-of-town tryout, no pre-Broadway, no regional, it opens cold on Broadway, which is risky, but because of the scenery and all the complexities of that, you couldn't really do that somewhere else first. But when a show like that has all those bells and whistles can be nominated next to a little scrappy show like Titanic that started in the basement of a grocery store, it's remarkable. And the audiences for both were bananas. In fact, all the shows that I've seen 7 of the 24 nominated shows, the audiences have been so thrilled. And we've noticed that in Milwaukee, too. Like, our shows have been really popular, and people have been just loving coming to the theater. And it's a release that people seem to need, and people need The Lost Boys, the darkness and the sort of slight camp of that, to the silliness of Titanic, to I'm going to see Death of a Salesman tomorrow, which will be a spectacularly dramatic interpretation of that play with Lloyd Metcalf and Nathan Lane.
Yeah.
And I think there's a young Milwaukee kid who's actually understudying in that show, and local Wisconsin guy Josh Schmidt, who's a sound designer, fantastic, who's done a lot for MCT, I think a lot for Renaissance and Next Act. He was nominated for a Tony for his sound design for Bug,
and
which actually is also running with the Constructivists in our studio theater right now, totally unrelated production to the Broadway production, but Josh Schmidt, local Milwaukee guy, has a Tony nomination for his work on Broadway for the play Bug.
And Michael, I'm thrilled to tell you that Josh is coming in about 15 minutes to share his experience of being nominated for a Tony Award, because he does so much sound design for so many theaters here locally and has a career beyond Milwaukee, but I feel like he's so in demand, and for this new accomplishment for his career, I'm excited to hear more about it. So Josh will be in here. I will send him your regards and let him know that you're enthusiastically excited for him as well.
Please do. Yeah, I emailed him. He knows, but it's so thrilling. It's thrilling. And he's a phenomenal artist. And his work, I've seen it in many plays. It's fantastic.
And at 8:35, I have a cast party with Constructivists with Jamelyn and Joe of Bug. So it's weird how the threads have interwoven for tonight's What's on Tap. So
true.
we're on point for the Tony Award. So you just mentioned that you have seen 24 of the productions and soon to be 20.
No, I've seen 7. I've seen 7 of the 24 nominated.
You got some work cut out for you.
And Bug is really good, by the way. I saw Bug opening night. I think it was fantastic. So
with Carrie Coon, who's an incredible actress and nominated. So
I went the one in Milwaukee.
Oh, the one in Milwaukee. So you like the?
I didn't see the one in New York. I saw the original off Broadway many years ago because a friend of mine designed the lights. But I did see Constructivist version, which is really good, really interesting, dark. But that's what they do.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Well, I want to ask you more, if you'll stay with me for one more segment, about more of your Tony Award insights. Are you game?
Totally game.
Okay, stay with us. He is Artistic Director of Skylight Music Theater, Michael Unger, with Broadway experience and Broadway Pals, giving us more of his Tony Awards nominations insights. Who to root for next on What's on Tap.
Wholesale mulch? No problem. We deliver to residential or wholesale accounts, and we can supply you with whatever volume of the highest quality mulch you need. Nobody around here has more mulch than Erickson's. We'll deliver you a 1-yard pickup truck load all the way up to 100 yards in a walking floor trailer. And if you just need a little bit, swing by and we'll fill up a 5-gallon bucket or two. It's the best mulch you'll find. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our decorative stone is available by the handful for pickup, all the way up to 24-ton load deliveries. And our stone is superlative. We scour the countryside, countrywide, from Arizona to the Carolinas. We search pretty much the whole U.S. of A. to find you easily the best stone selection in southeastern Wisconsin. See a rainbow of decorative stone colors to match any exterior decor. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Staying active, essential for overall health. Proper medical support, essential for staying active. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Whether it's keeping a weekend warrior like me on the tennis court or keeping young athletes in the game, you want the best in sports medicine, that's OAW. Surgeons, nurses, and physical therapists help you recover from injury, avoid injury in the future, and enhance performance. Get care 7 days a week. Walk right in at an Ortho ASAP clinic or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Capital Heating and Cooling. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
Don't know much about your life.
You are hearing the voice of, or the voices of, Tony-nominated actors in Titanic. Nominated for Best Musical, Marla Mindell of Titanic is a friend of Michael Unger, who is the Skylight Music Theater Artistic Director live in New York right now, who is sharing his Tony Award nomination picks. And I love that you were able to gush about Titanic, that it is a fun musical. And I love that Marla Mindell created it, that this is her brainchild to be Celine Dion in this comedic musical.
It's wacky. It's just a crazy confluence of incongruity. But she makes it work, and it's really funny, yeah. And the performances are quite amazing. In fact, I just got back literally an hour and a half ago from seeing the Rocky Horror Show. Also phenomenal performances.
9 nominations.
What? Yeah,
9. Yeah. Tell me about it.
And, I had never seen the live stage show. Of course, I've seen the movie, and we did a screening of it at Skylight a few years ago. It was really a blast. But, it's the lead actors are just incredible, like the voices and also stylistically, it's a really fun show. The design is off the wall and just completely over the top, and it's obviously campy, but again, audiences going crazy for it, and these shows know their audiences, and the audiences know what shows they want to see, and they're really responding. I also realized that Shoshana Bean, who was so incredible in The Lost Boys, I directed her. She was in the ensemble of a production of Meet Me in St. Louis that I directed at the Muni in St. Louis in 1999.
And 25 years later, you get to root for her at the Tony Awards. It is wild when you realize what kind of history you have with a lot of the people who are on this Tony Awards ballot.
Yeah, well, if you've been doing what you've been doing as long as I have been doing, you meet some people.
But it's great, and you also do a great job at bringing some of those people here to Milwaukee to share in the joy. So thank you for all that you do to not only bring that talent to Milwaukee, but also let New York know that, hey, Milwaukee is part of the theater culture in this country and in the world.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things is to share our talent with, some of the New York folks I bring in, from people like Tim Rice, huge, very famous lyricist, to performers who come in and take back to New York with them or wherever they are coming from how fantastic the local talent is and how special theaters like Skylight are. I mean, there's everyone's surprised at how much culture goes on in Milwaukee, and it is surprising, but it's fantastic.
You were talking about screening the Rocky Horror Picture Show at the Cabot Theater. I imagine that was a very fun evening. I'm sorry I missed that evening, but you are hosting a Tony Award watch party at Skylight Music Theater.
You're getting a scoop here, Sandy Maxx, because we have not announced this yet. We're announcing it on Friday. So I guess if you want to become updated about what's happening, you can either check our socials on Friday or go to our website, skylightmusictheater.org, THEATRE.org, to sign up to be on our mailing list. But on June 7th, we are having a Tony's Award viewing party in the beautiful Cabot Theater. As you probably know, the Tonys are hosted by Pink this year. And what better way to watch the Tonys than at Milwaukee's Home for Music Theater? And during the commercial breaks, we're going to have live performances by some of our Skylight favorites. So that's going to be a super fun evening. And starts at 5:30 for the pre-show, but the award show starts at 7 p.m. These are Central times. 5:30 pre-show, 7 p.m. Central for the actual award ceremony itself.
I love a theme party, and I love that you will weave in actual live theater performances during a celebration of excellence of live theater.
Yeah, it's a really fun idea. We're excited to do it. We've done it on a smaller scale before. We've had viewing parties, but never like this. We're going to have a red carpet with Ryan J., and we're going to have people dressing up and all the performances. On the big screen in the Cabot is going to be really fun. So please come and join us.
I would say this is one of
those.
It's
a bit of a fundraiser for our beautiful theater as well.
I would say it's one of those. I love a theme party so you can fully embrace the glamour and the pageantry and the celebration and the, like we were talking about before, the electricity of the magic of live theater, whether it is musicals or plays. To have a place to celebrate with other theater goers is, I think, just a spectacular idea.
Well, thanks. We do too, and there's nothing like it. Live theater is live arts, ballet, music, theater. It's very special. You can't do it alone. You can't do it on TV. You can't do it watching any of the wonderful options that are on your small screen or large screen. It's a communal live activity that never repeats itself. So the live performing arts are really special for that reason. We appreciate the support we get from those who agree with us on that, and we always obviously hope to bring more people into the fold. So please join us for not only the Tony's Award viewing party, but also our 67th season that is coming up.
Yeah. Are we kicking off with Gypsy?
We are kicking off with Gypsy, followed by Big, the musical based on the Tom Hanks movie that is so delightful. It's a great show for kids, and that'll have a lot of kids in the show. That's our holiday show. Followed by Dear Evan Hansen, beautiful, phenomenal Tony-winning show that is a very important piece. Followed by another Tony Award winner comedy called The Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder, which is kind of a modern-day operetta, but it harkens back to some of the founders and the old days at Skylight, but also is a very contemporary, funny show. It is hilarious. And then we close out with Rock of Ages. So it's going to be a really fun season, yet another really good season for Skylight.
And I'm sure you're getting full of inspiration being with the theater community there in New York during this buzzy time of Tony Award nominations.
I am. Also, we just announced our auditions, and they sold out. That's in quotes, but they filled up literally within 3 or 4 hours. So we have to add times. But yeah, we start casting next week, and we're moving.
Wow,
next season already.
That's like the old jokes for Milwaukee Brewers. It's like, oh, you must not do anything in the off season. It's like, oh no. The whole front office is always working. So same in theater. Like just because there aren't feet on that stage doesn't mean there's a whole lot of preparation and planning going on.
That is true.
It takes
but do join us for the Super Bowl of theater, the Tonys.
That is June the 7th, a spectacular Sunday night at Skylight Music Theater. Get on the mailing list and get ready to jump on the official announcement on Friday. Thank you so much, Michael, for taking some time out of your New York theater trip. Go out and have a glorious, fun time in New York City, and we will welcome you back to Milwaukee soon.
Thank you, Sandy.
And stay with us here on What's on Tap. As you heard Michael Unger refer to, we have a Milwaukeean to root for at the Tony Awards, sound designer Josh Schmidt. Coming up, he'll be here in the studio on What's on Tap. Stay with us.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
So I was talking with another real estate agent who has been in the business even longer than I have, with a couple of other big-name companies. He was talking about how it's tough to compete with us because we have good agents and we charge less commission. And he even said that he lost a few listings to us, and it always bothered him because he realized that he was doing everything that we were doing, but he was charging more. We do charge less, and we do everything that a full-service agency does, because we are full-service real estate agents. The only difference is we give you our very best commission rate up front. You do pay for what you get. And with Century 21 Benefit Realty for 1.9% on the listing side of your home, with a cap of $19,000 commission on any size home, you can get full-service experienced agents, MLS marketing, professional photos, even virtual walkthroughs, and everything you get from any other big-name agent, all under the umbrella of the Century 21 brand. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Ready to experience the raw beauty of the last frontier? Book your Globus Alaska land adventure with the experts at Fox World Travel. Forget just seeing the sights. Globus takes you deep into the heart of the wild, from Denali to the rugged coastline. When you book through Fox, you get more than just a trip. You get exclusive travel perks and the peace of mind that comes with our local expertise. These tours fill up fast. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO to book your Alaska adventure today.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
Thank you for hanging out with me on What's on Tap. I'm excited about the rest of the show because we're going to welcome to the studio a Tony Award nominee, Josh Schmidt, for sound design for his work on Bug. We're also going to have a cast party with the Constructivist Theater production of Bug right here in Milwaukee happening right now. And also Anthony Crivello, a Tony Award winner from Milwaukee. Kiss of the Spider Woman was his Tony Award. He is going to join us with his Tony Award nomination picks and some of the people that he knows that are nominated. So getting you the inside scoop on the Tony Awards as you hang out with me here on What's on Tap. Sponsored by Visit Milwaukee, handcrafted, homegrown, world class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org. Right now, we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Here is Jessica Gatso.
Thanks, Sandy. A Milwaukee business owner faces charges in a multi-million-dollar Medicaid fraud scheme. The Wisconsin Department of Justice accuses Debbie Long of money laundering, wire fraud, and theft dating back to 2017. Her company, Pinnacle Home Healthcare, allegedly billed over $2 million in fraudulent Medicaid claims for services they never provided. The company also got a loan for over $200,000 in pandemic relief funds by inflating employee numbers and payroll needs. If convicted, Long could face over 50 years in prison. The city of Appleton is ending its contract with Flock cameras following community feedback and data privacy concerns. Mayor Jake Woodford says those concerns about the integrity of the company's license plate reader system have, quote, eroded our trust in Flock. The change follows similar moves in Oshkosh and Sturgeon Bay, both of which ended their contracts with Flock in April. Flock has active partnerships with more than 200 law enforcement agencies across Wisconsin. State health officials are rolling out a new strategy to tackle Wisconsin's mental health challenges. The Department of Health Services says the plan aims to make it easier for people to get help, including creating one central place to connect with services across multiple state agencies. It also puts an emphasis on rural communities by expanding telehealth options. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We are looking mostly clear right now, no major incidents and no slowdowns. Time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, mostly clear skies, but frost likely, a low of 33 degrees. Thursday, mostly cloudy and widely scattered showers, high of 56. Friday, partly cloudy and a slight chance for showers, high of 60. Saturday, mostly sunny and then showers likely by the evening, a high of 68. On Sunday, partly cloudy skies and cool temperatures, high of 54. Right now in Madison, it's 46 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 47. In Waukesha, it's 48. And in Milwaukee, it's 49 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:32.
For growing businesses, digital marketing shouldn't be a gamble. If your business needs results, not guesswork, it's time for a different approach. At Margle Media, we deliver real results for businesses in an evolving digital world. Backed by data, guided by strategy, and focused on actionable outcomes. We partner with businesses of all sizes to drive growth locally or nationwide. Set up a free consultation today. Visit us at marglemedia.com. That's MARGLE media.com.
So, Dad, what gives with the square pizzas?
Well, Marty wanted to be different, but little did he know that he was giving everyone a real value. We figured it out. Our 12-inch square pizza covers 27% more space than a 12-inch round.
A bigger pizza and a better value.
Yep, 27% more.
Marty's Pizza in Delafield.
And martyspizza.net for easy online ordering.
Register online for Red Card Loyalty, and after 15 pizzas, you'll get your next one free!
Marty's Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember Marty's Pizza.
Discover your new favorite city, Milwaukee. Catch a sunrise over Lake Michigan. Sip your way through craft breweries and dive into a dining scene that's turning heads. From museums and music to thrilling sports teams and buzzing nightlife, Milwaukee delivers all season long. Good things are always brewing on the Fresh Coast. The expert guides at visitmilwaukee.org have everything you need to fully plan every detail. Whatever it is you'd like to do in Milwaukee. Plan your trip today at visitmilwaukee.org.
Penny Mustard presents single-seat mini sofas.
Those are not single-seat sofas.
They're plush. They have fabric, and you sit on them. So what are they?
Penny Mustard's new line of upholstered dining chairs.
Aren't they gorgeous?
These unique chairs take your dining experience to a whole new level.
The finest dining chairs masquerading as single-seat mini sofas you'll ever see.
The new upholstered dining chair collection, starting at $9.16 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
You are hearing some of the sound from a Tony Award-nominated play called Bug. And the man who created the sound design has one of those Tony Award nominations, Josh Schmidt.
Was this in Bug?
Yeah. Did it not sound familiar? Producer Isaac Marquardt harvested the Bug music.
Oh, maybe from online or something
Probably.
like that. Yeah.
You should have brought some of your own.
Well, this was not a play that, with some specific occasion, it was not something that I composed.
Ah.
You know, Bug takes place in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma, off some forgotten interstate. In a lonely, ratty old motel inhabited by one Carrie Coon, who is also up for a Tony.
Yeah.
And a University of Wisconsin graduate and APT, American Players Theater alumnus.
I think she did some work at Renaissance Theater Works,
Oh, yes.
too.
She's worked at Renaissance twice.
And you'd know her on screen from The White Lotus and The Gilded Age. Like
I've known her since she was in grad school.
Really?
Yeah. And the motel, much of Bug is a lot of environmental sounds, like the lonely freeway. Things inside the hotel room, like coffee pot or shower, and particularly the air conditioner. And then there are sounds as the play starts out in a very sort of desolate, bleak, but altogether familiar, lonely landscape. And as you move through the play, things get very strange. And there's some found music, meaning that music that comes from other sources that we go through all the process of getting rights to.
Mm-hmm.
And then as the play gets really weird, I guess you could, I call it music, but I take some of those strange sounds and have manipulated them into full-on, very, very threatening collages of stuff. And by the end of the play, things are so strange you don't know what's real and what's not anymore. And although maybe they were not trying to give away the ending, but
no spoilers. No spoilers.
It's not a spoiler, but it's certainly not subtle by the time you get to the end of it. But it takes its sweet time to get there, you know. And people, first of all, I have a history with this play because my friend Michael Shannon was in the original. The play was written for him, and the play premiered not for him, but with him in mind as the male protagonist. The play premiered in London at the Gate Theatre in 1996, I want to say. And then it ran, this is where I first met all of these people who would become very influential in my life, Tracy and Michael.
Tracy Letts, the playwright.
Tracy Letts, yes. Husband of Carrie Coon. Also Pulitzer Prize winner and multi-Tony Award winner himself. I went to see it when it was at a Red Orchid down in Chicago in my youth, 25, 26 some years ago. And then, of course, this is all Chicago stuff. Like another friend of mine, Dexter Bullard, was the original director. Then it transferred to the Barrow Street, produced by Scott Morphy, who produced Adding Machine, which was my big entree into New York. And Adding Machine was directed by David Cromer, who directed this production of Bug. And this is technically the same production with some significant tweaks to the visual style that we did twice before at the Steppenwolf Theater. And it's the first time, to our knowledge, that the play has been produced in this size venue ever. You know, when it was done at Red Orchid and at the Gate, these are 50-seat theaters, not altogether that different from the current production of Bug that's running in Milwaukee right now through the weekend. Closes on the 9th of May at the Broadway Theater Center and Studio Theater Center. That is its usual environment. And I guarantee you, I had this conversation with Tracy while we were doing this. He's like, I never had Broadway aspirations for this play. And it's because it's so confrontational. I think people mistake it that it's going to be some sort of horror or body horror thing, which it really isn't. It's really an examination of the intersection between loneliness and despair, substance abuse, and mental illness. It's a very dangerous cocktail that just sort of explodes.
Wow. That's a lot. And I want to ask you, when we come back, considering this is so very intimate, how did Bug get to Broadway? So we'll find that out next and find out more about your experience creating Bug for a bigger audience with your sound design that is now Tony Award nominated. He is Josh Schmidt. Stay with us here on What's on Tap.
The new fractured boulders we now have in stock are really nice. They're squarer and more rectangular in shape, and they're great for building dry-laid retaining walls. They're much easier to deal with, block together nicely, and you get less gaps. No wet mortar needed, and we've stocked a multitude of colors. You can use them as an accent item to add character to your dry river or creek beds, too. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our organic mulch is comprised of all trees. Most mulch is made from ground-up pallets, and you don't know what might have been spilled on those pallets. Could be chemicals or who knows what. But not our mulch, we're recycling trees. Many species of hardwoods. Cedar, hemlock, light brown, dark brown, mocha, black, red, gold, and caramel. 7 colors to choose from means a mulch to match any exterior. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our great friends at Road America, America's national park of speed. Turn your day into an experience at Road America. Conveniently located in between Madison, Milwaukee, and Green Bay, this legendary track offers more than just racing. Walk the grounds, explore every corner, and watch the action from wherever you want. Kids 16 and under get you in free with a paying adult at the gate and camp on site all weekend long. IndyCar is must-see and is coming up on June 18th through the 21st. Great food, great views, and non-stop action. Road America, where racing meets outdoors. Check out roadamerica.com to get tickets.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala. Nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ishnala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ishnala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ishnala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ishnala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ishnala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
That's it. Welcome back to What's on Tap. I am with sound designer, now I get to say Tony Award nominated sound designer Josh Schmidt in the studio with me. Congratulations on your Tony Award nomination for the sound design for the now Broadway show Bug that you just shared with us, the cool etymology of how it originated and got to the Broadway stage. And you chose that Tim McGraw song in particular. How does that relate to Bug?
Well, the first transition from the prologue of the play, which is just Carrie Coon alone in her lonely motel room, to a party involving copious amounts of illegal substances. They are listening to Tim McGraw on the radio, or on a cassette tape, I believe. Yes, it's on a cassette tape, while they use a credit card to divvy up their portions of substances. There's a lot of drug use in that play. And as I watched it, I remember saying, I don't know how they're standing, these people. But
that's the abuse part of things. Now, you mentioned, though, the characters are listening to this Tim McGraw song on a cassette tape. So as the sound designer, these are all nuances that you wind up creating to help tell the story without distracting.
Well, it's an environment, and that's a very good point. I think my team, I had my associates, Mike Dio and Tyler Berg, who worked with me in creating the system, and the system is as important as anything that's played back. This is not a play where you can put wireless mics on people, because for 35% of the play, they don't have any clothes on, at least the two main protagonists. So
more and more people want to see Bug the more you describe it.
Everything that we had to do to broadcast their voices inside a 650-seat gigantic, well, for the play, there's bigger houses in New York, but for the size of that, we had to reinforce with the use of area mics. Our director, David Cromer, is very fond of trying to maintain the intimacy of dialogue, and without it sounding fake, we had to construct a pretty ornate and complex set of area mic reinforcement on stage, so that wherever they were, we could pick them up, and you're also picking them up, pick their voices up in the room, and then broadcast that out to the audience.
And Josh, you're just illustrating what a level of art and science and technology sound design really is, and that's just one aspect of the show.
It's one aspect. There's a lot of things that have to happen in that play on that grand a scale in order to maintain it so that it doesn't feel artificial.
So you get to go be part of this collaboration to bring Bug to Broadway. And you said your director was like, this was never the aspiration, but I guess
Tracy, when he wrote it, I mean, the first play, this is his second play. You know, Tracy later wrote August Osage County, which is, of course, a huge hit and was made into a film. And Bug was also made into a film. But when he wrote this play, this was in the early days of the internet. In the early 90s, and he spent hours upon hours in dark internet chat rooms talking about things that now sort of blanket conspiracy theories today. And it's amazing to hear these people speak about those things, and it feels right now, even though they're talking about theories that have been around and hoaxes and whatnot that have been around for 30 plus years or more. And I think I was just having this conversation with the director of Raisin in the Sun, Camille Howard. Raisin in the Sun is going to debut this weekend at Milwaukee Chamber Theater.
Yeah. What a classic.
She's like, what really is this play about for in today's standards? And I think, I think people are in many places are in a state of despair. And I think this play dramatizes that despair and the things that can make it go astray very well. And if you can't find it in your heart to at least understand how this despair manifests itself and this loneliness and what people do to sort of ease their loneliness and how wrong that could go, then we are at risk of doing what has happened, which is people weaponizing that despair. And using and aligning people's despair and turning it into active rage or whatever to do some of the things that are happening today in the socio-political landscape that is our country today. He sort of encapsulates it in this tiny little story that just explodes off the stage, quite literally.
Bug is what we are talking about, the Tony Award nominated show. 4 nominations for actress leading in a play for Carrie Coon, also for lighting design,
Heather Gilbert,
and scenic design,
Takeshi Kata, also an American Players Theater alumnus, and he's designed many plays here in Milwaukee.
I love the Wisconsin connection to this, and then obviously you for sound design for a play.
Heather's been at the Rep too. I did a show with Heather some years back. Heather's nominated twice this year. Also for the Fear of 13. And we all know each other. I know Tak from American Players Theater initially. We've become very good friends over the years, but this is all very much a Milwaukee-Chicago affair, Wisconsin-Chicago affair. So we can all be happy about that.
Yes, the Midwest.
And Oklahoma.
True. And we are talking about Bug with Josh Schmidt. Stay with us. We have more artistic updates from Josh Schmidt's world. What to look for next?
Yes.
Stay with us on What's on Tap.
Wisconsin's Morning News is here for you every weekday morning starting at 6 a.m. Vince Petrano.
It was an hours-long standoff in Kenosha between a shooting suspect and police.
Eric Billstad.
A Milwaukee-based motorcycle maker is out with a new earnings report and a new strategy to turn things around.
And traffic with Debbie Lozica.
We got a crash on 41 southbound and the ramp from Silver Spring.
The news you need to know. Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ.
Save big money in your next project now at Menards. Menards is the leading supplier of quality roof and floor trusses. Choose from our large selection of residential and post-frame trusses or design custom trusses specifically for your project. Get started on your building project today in store or on Menards.com. Plus, view our weekly flyer for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Every 34 seconds, someone in America dies from heart disease. In that same time, you could be managing your heart health at home. with Cardia Mobile, the #1 doctor-recommended personal EKG device that detects atrial fibrillation and other arrhythmias in just 30 seconds. Unlimited readings from anywhere at a surprisingly affordable price. Order now at Cardia, KARDIA.com or Amazon. Because when it comes to your heart, seconds count.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
Welcome back to What's on Tap, where we are celebrating Wisconsin connections to the Tony Award nominations that were just announced on Tuesday. And smiling from ear to ear hearing that song is Josh Schmidt, who is nominated for a Tony Award for Best Sound Design in a Play for the show Bug.
Bug.
And tell me about that song that's making you smile.
It's the Isley Brothers, Looking for the Gun, which is one of the most sampled tunes in all of hip-hop and R&B, many different places, and made most famous by Ice Cube's It Was a Good Day. And, you know, this is another thing, part of your job as a sound designer. Much like here, you have to license whatever music you do use, or you have to have some sort of, because it's being broadcast sonically within the context of a commercial production. So that in the film world, that would be music supervisor. The clearances are gained that way, but it's all in one when you're working in the theater.
And so did you get to connect with the Isley Brothers or Ice Cube? Or?
It is featured both, again, within the context of a party involving illicit substances, and then it's used later in the play when the play is going, when you don't really know if what you're watching is real or not, at least in our production.
I'm so excited for you, and not only I'm so excited for Milwaukee right now. First of all, yay. Congratulations again on your Tony Award nomination for sound design for Bug. And also because you've described it and what you like about it and how the story has originated, I'm so happy for Milwaukee that Bug is on stage at the Constructivist Theater through Saturday. This is the end of the run, but, you know, to talk about...
Get your tickets while they last.
Yeah, there'll be a little more attention, a little more excitement, and we've got Jamelyn Gray and Joe Lino from the cast in the studio at 8:35. So I'll be interested to hear their thoughts on how the reception that Bug has had now with Tony Award nominations and how they came to get to know the play. But so huge congratulations, and I wish you and the rest of the Bug team good luck.
Thank you.
Before I send you out into the creative world again, what are you working on next?
Well, this weekend, A Raisin in the Sun, Lorraine Hansberry's very famous play, debuts on the Cabot stage at the Broadway Theater Center for Milwaukee Chamber Theater.
Yeah.
And I am assisting DJ Classic, who is providing music and sound design. So I'm very happy to be doing that. And
his sound design for the Iliad was wonderful.
Yes. And this is a little different because this is one where he has composed a bunch of music that fills the transitionary periods of this play. So, and even some underscore too. It's very exciting. It's important that we involve as many people of all different sorts of backgrounds, you know, that the theater is not just for a certain group of people, it's for everybody, you know, which is a big mission at Milwaukee Chamber Theater. It's a mission everywhere. So it's exciting to work with Kellen and it's been a lot of fun. So
I say truer words haven't been spoken, not only behind the scenes, but also for audiences. It is for everyone.
yes, absolutely.
He is Josh Schmidt, now Tony Award-nominated sound designer, and you can enjoy him. Pretty much you open a playbill in this town, and you'll see your name in it, and I love it. So congratulations and continued creative success to you.
Thank you very much, Sandy.
Stay with us here on What's on Tap. Anthony Crivello, Tony Award winner, joins us next with his Tony Award picks and insights. Stay with us on What's on Tap.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Oh, what a special weekend. It's Mother's Day weekend. Your mother is not cooking. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Take your mother and grandmother to the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club for their Friday all-you-care-to-eat haddock fish fry. It is one of the best. All other dinners are buy one, get one free, even on Mother's Day weekend. Wow. Any steak, pasta, twin lobster tails, the mixed grill of a filet, shrimp and scallops, honey glazed salmon, any entree, and dessert are all buy one, get one free. Even the ice cream drinks are buy one, get one free. Only at the Fox and Hounds. Celebrate with an old-fashioned. Choose from 20 bourbons, 120 wines in the rustic bar, 8 unique dining rooms. The Fox and Hounds, hugged by the Kettle Moraine Forest. The drive-in views are spectacular, a true must-see. Just off Highway 167 near Holy Hill. Enjoy lunch this Saturday from 11 till 2 and dinner at 4 tonight. Dine early. Google call reserve. It's the Fox and Hounds.
When I shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, every time I come in, it's like a whole new store. It's because new inventory is arriving daily. All kinds of everything. And let me tell you, thrift store prices make buying easy. And helping others at the same time, that's icing on the cake. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
You know what scared Kathy more than surgery? Giving up her active life, turning down opportunities to do the things she loves.
I found myself saying, no, I don't want to do that because of pain. It was really limiting my activities in every way.
And then came the diagnosis.
You need 2 full knee replacements. I don't have time for a double knee replacement, and I don't like pain, so no.
But that's not how her story ends. She tried something different, QC Kinetics. It was cutting edge, but natural and much easier on her body, with thousands of patient success stories.
I went to QC Kinetics. Within a couple of weeks, I was absolutely pain-free, no pain. I feel fantastic. Too much life to live, and I want to stay in motion as long as I possibly can.
Don't let pain decide what you say yes or no to. Live your best life. They'll make sure of it at QC Kinetics, starting with a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. 414-667-5559.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 8 o'clock, it's 48 degrees. Tonight, mostly clear skies, but still cold overnight temperatures with even frost likely, a low of 33. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Jessica Gatso. A man faces charges for attacking a healthcare worker at a Columbia St. Mary's Hospital on Milwaukee's East Side. 36-year-old Kenneth Flagg allegedly attacked a physician's assistant while being treated shortly before 5 a.m. Monday. According to a criminal complaint, Flagg and the assistant were talking about medication when he suddenly began bludgeoning the employee over the head with a large power block. The victim was hit over 5 times and needed stitches. Flagg faces charges of battery and use of a dangerous weapon. A federal judge releases an apparent suicide note written by the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. ABC News chief investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky.
Federal judge ordered the purported suicide note that his former cellmate claims Jeffrey Epstein left behind the first time he tried to kill himself in jail, unsealed. They investigated me for months, found nothing, the note said. It is a treat to be able to choose one's time to say goodbye. What you want me to do? No fun, not worth it. There is no confirmation Epstein for sure wrote the note, and in a jailhouse evaluation, he denied being suicidal.
Meanwhile, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick faced questions on Capitol Hill today about his past relationship with Epstein. Iran's top economic partner, China, is emerging as a top mediator, reportedly pressuring Iranian officials to reach an agreement with the White House. News Nation's Kelly Meyer.
Iran's foreign minister in Beijing today. China reportedly calling for a comprehensive ceasefire. Iran saying China believes Iran's international standing had risen and that a, quote, new era of cooperation lie ahead. Iran is reportedly reviewing the U.S. proposal, but there are still questions around Iran's nuclear program and the path to reopening the Strait of Hormuz.
President Trump is not giving Iran a deadline to respond, but says military action will resume and intensify if the deal is rejected. Rising fuel costs associated with the war in Iran are putting financial strain on Milwaukee County services. County Executive David Crowley tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News the bus system could be among the first impacted.
It's hitting us right now, so we're looking at route optimization. It has not impacted any of our services at this particular moment. But if we continue on this trajectory, I can absolutely see this affecting many services in the next couple of weeks, if not months.
State law requires counties to fund essential services related to highway maintenance, the sheriff's office, and the airport. Milwaukee honors fallen officers ahead of National Police Week.
The annual Milwaukee Law Enforcement Memorial Ceremony honors officers who died in the past 100 years, including for the first time Officer Kendall Corder, who passed away during an ambush shooting last year.
It's unbelievably humbling to be a part of it, to see the families. It was an honor just to be able to be a part of something that tries to give back.
President of the county's Law Enforcement Executives Association, Mike Gaynor, says they were chosen to host.
But it honors all people so that we never forget the memory of those that have come before us.
Corder's name will be added to the Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C. next week. Elizabeth Lintonen, WTMJ News.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:04.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala. Nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ish Nala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ish Nala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ish Nala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ish Nala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ish Nala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
Heart disease won't stop us. Diabetes won't slow us down. Allergies, high blood pressure, shoulder pain, cancer. Nothing will keep us from pushing Wisconsin ahead. Because with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, forward progress is what we stand for. That means always pushing and always innovating. With new technologies and breakthrough treatments that make life better, whether we're sick or well. It means providing more convenience and more ways to receive medical excellence for all your health needs, for big and small. It means being there for you, our family, caring for yours. So let's keep raising the bar. Let's keep testing the limits of what medicine can do. Let's push ahead and make life here as great as it can be. Visit Freighter.com to find out how.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. The Brewers split the series with the Cardinals with a win in St. Louis.
Turn the double play, 4-6-3, and they win the second game here in St. Louis by a final of 6-2.
Lane Grindle with the call. The Brewers have the day off tomorrow before starting a 3-game homestand with the Yankees on Friday. The Bucks introduced new head coach Taylor Jenkins. He says Giannis is excited to have him join the team.
Yes, I've had conversation with Giannis, but it's been great. I've actually been able to touch base with the entire roster, start building that relationship to learn about each other, what's going to matter to us moving forward, how we're going to build this together, things that matter to me. You know, I obviously want to get off on the right foot right out of the gate, and I know off-season stuff's ahead for us. You know, talking with all these guys, Giannis included, about the great programs that these guys are already working on, gearing up for a great season ahead next year.
Jenkins was an assistant coach under coach Mike Budenholzer during the 2018 season. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. All clear on the roads, no major incidents, no slowdowns. And taking a look at your WTMJ forecast. Tonight, mostly clear skies, but cold. Frost is likely, a low of 33 degrees. Thursday, mostly cloudy skies with scattered showers, high of 56. Friday, partly cloudy, a slight chance for showers, high of 60. Saturday, mostly sunny skies, but showers likely by the evening, high of 68. Sunday, partly cloudy and back to cool temperatures, a high of 54. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 48 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 8:08.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee, a deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Welcome to this bonus hour of What's on Tap this evening, and we have been leaning all the way in to the Tony Award nominations, which you might be like, okay, that's great, it's Broadway. You would be surprised how many Wisconsin connections we have to the Tony Awards, including our interview just now with Josh Schmidt, Tony Award nominated sound designer for the play Bug. And you heard him describing this interesting, creepy, crawly play. Well, you can actually see the play Bug on stage right now in Milwaukee. The Constructivist Theater has a production going through Saturday, and we've got a cast party scheduled at 8:35 with Jamelyn Gray and Joe Lino to tell you all about Bug and what you could be seeing. That is the play that just got nominated, 4 nominations at the Tony Awards. And again, you might be surprised how many Wisconsin connections we have to the Tony Awards, and I am absolutely thrilled to welcome back to What's on Tap Milwaukee native, Marquette University alumnus, and Tony Award winner Anthony Crivello. Anthony, how are you?
I'm fine, Sandy. How are you doing?
I am good.
Always great to speak to you.
You sound great. How are you on Tony Awards nominations day? Is this something you look forward to, or you just wait till they come out?
Well, yeah, I always keep abreast of what's going on, and see if I recognize names. There's a few that I know from, obviously, like a lot of us do, from television, from film work, and I'm fortunate enough a few that I've worked with. So, in one capacity or another, and you're rooting for your friends, you're rooting for them to have the success, and bring home a Tony. So it's always interesting and exciting, but it's also the Tony Awards, it is, unlike, the philosophies behind the Kentucky Derby, for instance. You have, like this year's Derby, you had a horse that was a 23-1 underdog and winds up winning, beats out the favorite, which was a 5-1 pick, and wins the Kentucky Derby. And you have this wonderful story behind it. That is, you've got the first female trainer in the history of the Kentucky Derby, in Sherry DeVoe, to win, win the Kentucky Derby. The Tony Awards look for the same kind of thing. What is going to be publicity that's going to generate and push shows forward? But unlike a Derby, where you've got the horses running and obviously jockeys on them and moving into position, etc., the Tony Awards are subjective, And you've got that, so it all depends. Like me saying I'm rooting for my friends. It all depends. And a lot of times it boils down to what kind of publicity they're able to generate and how large their publicity is.
Well, and you've got some of these shows that already have the publicity when you have 12 nominations. The Lost Boys and Schmigadoon followed right by Ragtime with 11 nominations. And then you've got a three-way tie for 9 nominations with Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman, Cats, The Jellicle Ball, and Richard O'Brien's The Rocky Horror Show. So you've got some publicity generated there. Who are some of your picks? Who you like? What are your top 3 takeaways? What are you thinking?
It's tough to say because you can name certain shows that have had a long history, a Rocky Horror Picture Show, and so yes, a new concepts, new ideas, how to stage the production, etc. And sometimes it's the weirdest things that you go, is this going to hurt a production? So for instance, as crazy as it may sound, when you're thinking, you're not only thinking about the Tonys, you're also thinking down the road, and you're thinking about road tours and success with road tours. And a lot of times producers and the Tony voters, they're trying to spread the wealth. Because they want that, a show to have some Tony pedigree. Obviously, they get pedigree just by being nominated, but they're trying to spread the wealth so that these shows will generate income on the road and, wonderfully so, provide jobs for technicians, for actors, generate that kind of income. A show like, for instance, Schmigadoon, which does have a history and comes, had a broadcast history. And so there's certain familiarity. But when you get into Middle America and you say Schmigadoon, your Middle America audience is going to go, what is a Schmigadoon? What is that?
They don't automatically go, oh, it's a pun on Brigadoon. Yeah, they're not automatically in on the joke. Yeah.
It's sort of, just my take. It sort of plays, yes, and it's comedy and all of that, and that's what part of what the title is, and you wish. But when you have a show like, for instance, The Lost Boys, which has a history, which and you look at trends, and the trends right now, there's been, it's a young audience, and Broadway wants to generate a new young audience. And so you've got Lost Boys, which is younger cast, it's vampires, it's, that kind of horror thing that audience is into, and you see it across the board, like what they are tuning into in mainstream streaming television. And so, that also plays into the philosophies of, again, producers and how product is chosen and why they're going to do a project, how it moves forward, how it literally can get to Broadway, which is an arduous task. And so, it is, for me, Lost Boys has a lot of the components that says that's a potential Tony Award winner.
From the words of a Tony Award winner himself, he is Anthony Crivello, Milwaukee native and award winner for Kiss of the Spider Woman. He is going to give us more of his picks. Anthony, stay with us here on What's on Tap.
Hey, Wisconsin, WTMJ Steve Scavidi here for Badger Fence. You know what? The moment you look out of your yard and think, boy, this fence has seen some things. We've all been in that position, right? It looks a little shaky. Maybe it's leaning. Maybe it's squeaking. Maybe it's just an idea, but when it's time to upgrade, I want 3 things: privacy, security, and a fence that looks really, really good and looks sharp. So my neighbors go, wow, that's a great looking fence. That's why I called Badger Fence a few years ago. They've been installing fences in the Milwaukee area since, get this, 1945. They're Better Business Bureau accredited with an A+ rating. Doesn't get better than that. And a longtime NARI Milwaukee member. They make it easy. They'll walk you through the styles, materials, wood cedar, which is what we chose, ornamental, chain link, PVC vinyl, very popular now, so you'll land on the right look for your home and your budget. Badger Fence is licensed, bonded, insured, and they use quality materials, the best materials, which matters when you want this fence to hold up season after season in Wisconsin. If a new fence is on your list this year, set an appointment at badgerfence.com and tell them Steve from WTMJ sent you.
Everywhere you turn, it's plus, plus, plus. But at Hassellus Mattress, nobody has more plus than us. Our 35 beds from the top 5 brands start at $293. Plus, through Monday, get a free adjustable base. Plus, a huge selection of Beautyrest, Sealy Posturepedic, and other big-name brands. Plus, free next-day delivery and setup. Plus, employee-free showrooms. Woo! All these pluses have me feeling nonplussed. Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hassellus.com.
This is WTMJ's Steve Scavini from Point Taken. It's that time of year to recognize the people who go above and beyond for our communities. If you know a first responder, dispatcher, or a healthcare provider who deserves recognition, text SALUTES to 855-616-1620. That's SALUTES, 855-616-1620. Or visit WTMJ.com, submit your nomination. But don't wait, submissions close May 8th.
It's Steve Scaffidi's Salute to Service, presented by Waterstone Bank and sponsored by Mission 94. What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
There's a cobblestone street and a little red door and 3 flights of his martyr waiting there is.
Hear that voice? That's my guest. Right now on What's on Tap, Anthony Crivello, Milwaukee native, Marquette alumnus, extraordinary performer for decades, and that is a special song, one that helped earn him his Tony Award, Best Featured Actor in a Musical for Kiss of the Spider-Woman in 1993 as Valentine. Anthony, I say that because you would never come on and go, hey, you know what I did? Let me tell you all about my Tony Award, and I'll tell you exactly when I won it. But I would still say a belated congratulations. And before we get into...
Well, thanks.
You're very welcome, because before we get into more of your picks and insights on the new Tony Award nominations that came out yesterday, tell me what you remember most about your Tony Award-winning night.
Oh, it's a surreal experience. You sort of, as a young actor performer, you dream about it, and and I was always one to set goals. I had teachers that literally said to me, write out a series of goals. And my drama teacher, my original drama teacher in Milwaukee, Mary Strong, she made me do it. And my vocal teacher, Ann Perillo, both of them, God rest their souls, my teacher, Ann Perillo, said to me, write out your goals. And years later, I was doing Heathers, the musical off Broadway. And Ann came up to me and said, do you remember when I asked you to write out those goals? And I said, yeah. And yes, I do recall. And she said, do you remember how many goals you wrote out? And I said, no. She said, well, usually when I tell kids, my students to do that, they write out maybe, 5, 6, at the most 7, 8 goals. She said, do you know how many you wrote out? I said, no. And she said, 22. And I said, oh. And she said, do you realize that you have hit the majority of the goals that you've set? And I said, no. She said, by far, vast majority. I think it was actually 25. And she said, I hit 22 of 25. And so it is, I believe in that, and I've been fortunate that, you hit those goals, and, and having, not only being able to work on Broadway and off Broadway and, major regionals, Chicago as well. And, other things, the film work, a little bit of film work and television work too. And, I've been very lucky, that way, and fortunate to work with some wonderful, wonderful people and cast members. And, that's ultimately those relationships with them and wonderful directors as well, specifically Al Prince, again, it was one of my major mentors, 21-time Tony Award winning director producer, Trevor Nunn, as well, and from Royal Shakespeare Company that, doing Les Miserables on Broadway and beyond, John Caird, Bartlett Shear at the, Lincoln Center. I've had, and I can go on and on, John Rando. I can go on and on with these wonderful relationships and people that I've gotten to work with and regional theaters and Broadway specifically. I've been, again, it's just been a blessing for me.
I'm glad that it was really, it helped you get into that conversation even more with, I'm sure you would still have a successful career even if you were a Tony Award nominee, but being a winner still gets you in those conversations even more. And take me back though to that night, 1993.
It was, like I said, surreal.
Yeah.
You sit there and when we were going into it, the most of the prognosticators, they do that again. Like the Kentucky Derby, I keep going back to that. There, you can literally find casinos where you can bet on the Tony Awards and who you think is going to win. And I was sort of a prohibitive favorite for it, up against Michael Severus, who was a wonderful performer. He was doing Tommy at the time, and so. It was, and Paul Candell was also from Tommy. He was in the category. Greg Edelman, another wonderful guy, who's a friend of mine. All these guys are friends of mine too. And was doing Anna Karenina. And, it's a tight race, like they are every single year. And so I was prohibitive favorite. And the day before, day or 2 days before, somebody I think it was the LA Times came out and said, "Oh, Michael Severus in an upset is going to win." And I was just like, "Oh my God. I've gone this far, gotten this close, and now this is going to happen." And I literally went to St. Patrick's Cathedral, lit a candle, and said, God, I'm putting it in your hands. What else can I do? St. Anthony, please. And then, went to the Tonys, and, fortunately, fortune smiled on me, and I won. And it just, even then, walking up to the stage of the Tonys, you hear your name called. There's Tommy Tune on the stage presenting to me. But it was it was surreal, and as I say, I'm very blessed and fortunate to have had that happen to me in my life, and to, and who knows what the future is going to hold. I mean, you keep plugging away in many, many different projects and in all the things that you try and do, with big dreams and aspirations, and yet at the same time trying to keep yourself grounded. That's the way I operate. Family is really important to me, and I've been very lucky to have a very supportive family, up and down, my cousins, my parents, everybody.
Aw, he is Anthony Crivello, Tony Award winner, and I'm so pleased that you shared the magic of that moment and the richness of your career so far, I will put on there. So thank you for taking me down memory lane. I really was interested, because as much as you and I are friends and we've had conversations, I still wouldn't, I don't think I would ask you that as a friend. Like, hey, take me down, just we'll talk about other things, like you said, like family. So thank you for indulging me, because I really did want you to actually be able to relive those memories as well yourself, because this is a special time.
I'll always be a Midwestern boy at heart. I mean, that's really where it comes from. And I value family, and, and it's sometimes, especially with career, and especially when you're doing theater and they're long runs, I mean, you miss holidays, you're on the 8-show schedule, and it's a little difficult. And I've got, great memories with Christmas and Easter and family and all of that, and aunts and uncles that I adored and still adore to this day, and my cousins, and I just, it means a lot to me. And there's sacrifice that's involved in all of this.
Definitely. So when we come back, I promise we get your picks. So you've painted a wonderful picture of what it's like to be in that moment. So just a couple minutes, we'll spend just a couple minutes more with Anthony Crivello to find out 3 nominees you should watch for us. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
All right. Stay with us here on What's on Tap.
Save big on everything when you shop at Menards. Moving? Need an extra key for your house or car? Stop by Menards for all your key duplication needs with KeyMe. Our in-store kiosk can quickly and easily copy thousands of different types of home, commercial, automotive, and even key fobs. Find the bright yellow KeyMe kiosk at Menards today. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers, where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Having fun soaking in the Tony Awards nominations with Tony Award winners and nominees tonight on What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee, handcrafted, homegrown, world class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org. More sounds of Tony Award winner Anthony Crivello in Kiss of the Spider Woman. He is my guest right now. And Anthony, I'd love to know maybe 3 of your picks for the 2026 Tony Awards. Who are you keeping your eye on?
Okay. Well, and again, these are very, very tough, to pick some of these sometimes. But sometimes, like I said, they kind of show themselves to you, and you go, and it's tough to do it right now because even from when the announcement is made for the Tony Awards to the time that the Tony Awards take place, things shift. And again, like it is, what's the publicity machine? What is the tempo? Who's being talked about? It is all of those factors that come into play.
It's going to be an active month before we get to June 7th.
It's a long time, and that's where the publicist is going to earn their money. So in the midst of like how all of this is going, and sometimes just like strategy and what I've seen over the years of being involved in theater and just watching trends. I'll give you like some examples. And I'm going to go sort of backward on this if I may. A best revival of a play. You've got Becky Shaw, Death of a Salesman, Every Brilliant Thing, Fallen Angels, and Oedipus. Mm-hmm. Okay. All of them different and all of them, viable in many different ways. And so I'm going to come back to that category, best revival of play, and I'm going to skip over to the best performance by a featured actress in a play. And there's Betsy Adam in Liberation, Mary Louise Burke in Ballisters, Anya Cash in Giant, which got some great press, and she's opposite John Lithgow. Laurie Metcalf in Death of a Salesman, and June Squibb as Marjorie in Marjorie Prime. Okay?
Yeah.
So tough category. But, and you go, hey, I'd say if I'm picking 2, it's between Laurie Metcalf, who, people may know from Roseanne and her work, and she's a wonderful actress and brilliant. She had 2 credits this year on Broadway, and there was a little bit of a talk that, well, the 2 characters that she played, Linda Lohman and this other character, they were kind of similar. It's a similar thing coming out of her. And June Squibb, who, now you look at somebody like June Squibb. This year, June Squibb set a record, and she is the oldest, I've got notes written down here. She's the oldest nominee ever for a Tony Award.
Really?
And made her debut in Gypsy in 1959. And then was nominated for an Academy Award in the film, you may recall, in 2013, Nebraska.
Yeah.
And was really terrific in that and has done some, a lot of work. The role that she's playing, which is in this revival of Marjorie Prime, was originally done by the actress Lois Smith. Wonderful actress. Lois Smith set the previous record for oldest actress to be, yes, and for the same role. And then Lois Smith wound up doing also film version of Marjorie Prime, which was the film came out in 2017, I believe.
Got to look that
so
up
now
to
you got
stream
June
it.
Squibb I believe June Squibb is 93, and so to me, and here's the other thing. Now you would think June Squibb as Marjorie and Marjorie Prime. Well, that's got to be a leading actress, right? Category? No. She's nominated for Best Performance as a featured actress in a play.
Yeah.
And that's where producers come into play, because they can argue, well, she's on stage this much time. It's a 4-character play. And so there's 4 people in it, including my friend Danny Bernstein, who's also nominated. And I believe this is his 6th nomination. And he's won 1. He won for Moulin Rouge and in a musical. And I know Danny because we did oh my God, I'm blanking in my brain going into 10 different directions.
An illustrious career. I can understand why you're not just encyclopedically remembering every show you've been in.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot as I'm bouncing around here. It's a lot to Golden Boy is what I was trying to think of, the production of Golden Boy on Broadway. With a stellar cast that we had, and I mean, again, here's another one sideline. I did that production with Tony Shalhoub that people know from Monk and from Matt, so much television, as well.
Another good Wisconsin
Tony's
man.
originally from Green Bay, and here I am, Milwaukee boy, and we talk we're good friends. We talk all the time, but more so, what we do, we text, and what do we text about? Not theater, Packers. all during football season, we're back and forth with another friend, and texting about the game and all. I mean, that's what we do. That's the common thread that we share. Anyway, back to the nominations.
That warms my heart. I feel like we could talk about Tony Awards for another hour. So how about this? We will circle back as we get closer to the Tony Awards. Once all the publicity has shifted around, let's check in like a few days before the Tonys and see how your thoughts have evolved and changed.
As I say, it's so much to try and convey with these picks and things like that it's to get it into, forgive me, into even I don't even know how long this has been, a little over half an hour. It's just a lot to get in.
It's fun, but with somebody who is as knowledgeable as you and is excited about these awards and the live theater that it represents. So thank you so much. He is Tony Award winner Anthony Crivello, Milwaukee born and bred, and you can't get the Midwest out of him or the Green Bay Packers fandom.
Thanks, Sandy.
Thanks so much. We'll catch up again soon.
Oh yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you. And next, the Constructivist Theater is putting on stage Bug, the Broadway-nominated show. And that is going to be an interesting theatrical experience. And to tell you about it, 2 of the cast members from Bug next in the studio on What's on Tap.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Amish outdoor furniture with poly and wood available. And that poly is the richest of outdoor furniture. It's just about indestructible and will virtually last forever. At Erickson's, we have poly furniture in abundance, so you're guaranteed to see a great selection. The beauty of it is you can put it outside all year round and not worry about it, because the color runs all the way through, so it doesn't fade, and minor nicks and scratches won't hurt the look. Erickson's Landscape Supply. For an abundant selection of poly and wood Amish outdoor furniture, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. You'll be hard-pressed to find a better selection of metal yard art than we have here at Erickson's. Anything from natural and painted metal signs to painted roosters from 1 to 6 feet tall. Natural steel flying ducks and cattails. Cute little frogs, geckos, pigs, flamingos, and goats. And palm trees. The list is endless. And that's why you come here. Erickson's Landscape Supply, right on Spring Street in Union Grove, where you'll find a fantastic array of artisanal metal yard art. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Or better yet, drive on over and take a gander at the goods.
Son, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And eat pizza.
Preferably a Marty's Pizza, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, we do everything we can to keep the prices low. We're a family-run business, and many of our employees have families. I want to make sure that as tight as it gets, a growing family can always afford to enjoy a Marty's Pizza.
Marty's Pizza in Delafield.
And martyspizza.net for easy online ordering.
Register online for Red Card Loyalty, and after 15 pizzas, you'll get your next one free!
Marty's Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember Marty's Pizza.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Welcome back to What's on Tap, setting the stage, setting the scene for Bug. You've heard us talk about this play on Broadway right now, just got 4 Tony Award nominations, and it's on stage and has been for the past couple weeks right here in Milwaukee, the Constructivist Theater, performing Bug, and it's a Constructivist cast party right now.
Yes.
Woo.
Yes.
Lynn Gray.
Yes.
You are founder of Constructivist
Yes.
Theater and in Bug.
Yes.
And
hi, my name is Joe Lino. I am also a friend of the Constructivist Theater
Yes.
Company, and I am also in Bug.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you both for being here. So first and foremost, you're, dedicated, you're performing this show, and then you find out yesterday, Bug is now an Academy Award, a Tony Award winning, gosh darn it, I made 2 mistakes, a Tony Award nominated show.
Yeah.
What does that make you feel like? Oh, what's the sensation to hear that?
I think it's just really weird timing. It's just just really weird timing,
timing,
because
yeah.
when I looked at it for the season, it had been 4 years since the production at Steppenwolf in Chicago, and so it's like, we're safe, It's far enough out of people's memory. If they went to Chicago, it's far enough out of their minds and things like that to have another production.
Yeah.
And then when they announced that they were going to Broadway, my biggest fear was like, are they going to ask us to not do ours?
Oh, sure.
They got pull the rights, yeah.
We're some tiny, storefront company, and are they going to be like, well, we've got this big Broadway show, we want people to come and see, because there has been instances of that happening, but the timing worked out just perfectly, where they did their run, they closed it and got all their nominations.
Yeah, say they closed in March, I think.
And
Yeah.
then we opened ours.
Right
and
before we started rehearsal, so.
Now when people sit there and go, what is this show about? And you can see it.
And it's exciting because now it's even more in the conversation. And when people say, oh, I've seen the posters for that. I can see Bug and see what all the hoopla is about. And it is worth my time and energy. So
Exactly, yeah.
What is the plot of Bug?
Take it away.
Okay, so the crux of the story is that there is a woman named Agnes, and she is sort of isolated herself in a motel room in Oklahoma. You find out over the course of the play why she has done these things, and in the course of events, one of her best friends, RC, played by wonderfully by Tess Simpinski, brings this stranger along named Peter.
Who is also kind of isolated himself within his own life, which over the course of the play, you figure out a lot of reasons why. And the two of them form this very kind of unlikely, awkward, beautiful, really dark friendship. Yeah, very quick bond,
really fast.
That leads to some very interesting results.
Just where they're at in their lives leads them to really find solace in each other.
The story unfolds.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then why did you choose Bug to have on stage here in Milwaukee? What about this play spoke to you and went, you know what, this falls right into constructivist mission of dark arts, as you like to say.
It's dark and funny. It's very dark.
Cathartic.
It's very dark, but there's a lot of, when people watch this and then you go and you say hello in the lobby and everything, there's just this release of energy from people after this ride of an experience. It's really about how paranoia can consume people and how it's really contagious in a lot of ways. And because Peter has his own idea of the world, own viewpoint, and he slowly starts pulling Agnes into his view of things as they're locked in this motel room, just the two of them. Yeah.
We are talking about Bug on stage at the Broadway Theater Center, constructivist production through Saturday.
Yes.
This is
three more shows.
I would say last call for Bug.
Last push.
I'm so glad that you are both here, Jamelyn Gray and Joe Lino, cast members in Bug, and we'll find out more about behind the scenes of Bug next on What's on Tap.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Recently, a seller that unfortunately ended up choosing another agent called me. She said she made a mistake, and what she was expressing to me sounded like she kind of was bullied into signing with him. Is it typical? Not always, but it will never happen when you hire a Century 21 Benefit Realty agent. I want our agents to be able to look in the mirror and say, I'd want to work with me, not because they're good at saying what you want to hear or offer the lowest commission, but because of trust. Because if you're not feeling that from your agent, that's a problem, and I don't want that. At 1.9% on the listing side of your sale with our commission capped at $19,000, Century 21 Benefit Realty leads with a very fair and transparent commission structure with maximum marketing that can get your home sold fast and for the best price. And saving money matters, but working with someone who'll tell you exactly what you need to know up front, that creates trust. And that matters too. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Get out of the house this summer and head to Road America, conveniently located between Madison, Milwaukee, and Green Bay. This legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road course has been hosting the world's best racers since 1955. Bring the whole family. Kids 16 and under get in free with a paying adult at the gate. You can camp on site, explore the grounds, and take in the racing your way. It's more than just a race, it's a full experience. IndyCar is the must-see race coming June 18th through the 21st. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
Amazon Business. With smart business buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
Welcome back to What's on Tap, where it's a Bug cast party. Constructivist Theater has Bug on stage through Saturday at the Broadway Theater Center in the historic 3rd Ward. And if you're like, wait, I've heard about Bug, it's the Broadway show that just got 4 Tony Award nominations. And guess what? It's right here in our city. And it's a
Different cast.
Different cast, yeah. Jamie Gray and Jolino are in the studio with me for our own Constructivist cast party to learn more about Bug. Is it just the two of you?
No, there's 5 characters in total, and so Joe and I spend the most time on stage as Agnes and Peter, and then we have
in a motel room.
In a motel room,
correct.
And then we have Tess Simpinski, who plays RC, and Matt Specht, who plays Agnes's ex-husband Goss, which is another thing altogether. And then the mysterious Dr. Sweet is played by Robert Kennedy, who we were very excited to get because the last time Robert was on, he's done stage readings and like things, but the last time that he was on stage was in our production of The Nether 6 years ago that got shut down by pandemic. Was the last time that he was on stage, and he came back to us. And we're so glad he did because he knocks that role out of the park. And
He's delightful.
Yeah, he's delightful.
Yeah.
Just everybody is so well. Everybody is just really so in tune with their characters, and it's just it's a big old rock and roll show.
Well,
it's a very fun one.
You talk about this being an intense and dark play that explores paranoia and how relationships can feed into each other. What is it about each of your characters that you really connect with the person that you're portraying? Dare I ask? What's the window to your soul, Jolino?
Oh, gosh, right in. So I would say, Peter is very logical in his thinking. I think he's very in the way that he thinks himself through the world. So I think a character like that is a very, interesting mind to get into and to really try to understand what his logic is and piece it all together. And he's got some crazy things that he says, but, he believes every single word of it. So I think that's, a very, fun role to dive into, this person who is a little out there, but believes everything so wholeheartedly and passionately.
Do you think you're a believer?
I think I've got some conspiracy theories that I've definitely am passionate about. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that's something I share with Peter. Watchful. I think I'm out, looking for the next one. So
we have to meet you after the show and find out what some of those are. And Jamelyn, what about Agnes? What about her? You're like, oh yeah, I'm Agnes.
I just realized sitting in this moment that the 2 characters that I've played back to back, if anybody saw Beauty Queen last season, they're very lonely women.
Oh no!
There's something about me that connects to lonely women who are very challenged by life, and I think I have some space in my soul for women like that,
and bringing those stories to life.
Yeah.
What do you think is unique or special about your production of Bug that maybe no one else has done in their productions around the country?
Oh, I think that's hard to say because I unfortunately did not get to see the Steppenwolf production. But I think just the chemistry that we actors have developed for this particular story, just the people that we are, I think are all very high vibration kind of people, and we just have a lot of angst in us.
Yeah, that's been very fun to bring to it.
Yeah, it's been quite the ride.
I would say also too, similar to what the Broadway production just did with Namir Smallwood, I think bringing a person of color into the role of Peter is a very unique thing that I can say very proudly that our production does as well. So I think that does give another layer of the character of Peter and who he is and his paranoia and how he thinks about the world and stuff like that. So I would say that's a unique part of our production.
Sure.
And plus the other local talent, you always have set design and you always create quite an atmosphere in that theater.
Yeah.
Where you feel like, I would expect that you feel like you're in that hotel room.
Yeah.
Excuse me, motel. There's
Let's
a big
be clear.
difference.
Let's be clear here.
Yeah. And you do, like right
Motel.
from the walking in, the set is right up close and personal. You see the bathroom sink, you see all the little boxes of cereal and stuff under the cabinets and stuff. So you really feel like you're in that motel with Agnes.
The team of Sarah Harris and my husband Les Zarzeski and Angel Rhodey and OJ Jardis, and they really created a perfect environment. Like, just the comments from audience and critics are just amazed by how you just get sucked into this world.
It's wonderfully dingy. I think I've heard a lot of people say.
Yeah.
Dingy in all the right ways.
Yeah.
I like wonderfully dingy as a phrase. That go see Bug. It's
wonderfully dingy.
It's wonderfully dingy.
Yeah.
We're having a cast party with Constructivist Theater's production of Bug with Jamie Lynn Gray and Joe Lino. Stay with us for more on What's on Tap.
May is Maytag month, and Menards is passing the savings on to you. You need reliable and energy-efficient appliances to conquer the day. Menards is your one-stop shop with appliances in stock and ready to take home today. Check out our top appliance brands, including KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and Criterion. Save big money on Maytag appliances at Menards. And check out our weekly flyer on menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey there, I'm Sandy Maxx, and if you think you know what assisted living looks like, you might want to think again, because at 3 Pillars in beautiful Lake Country, assisted living is about living and less worry. Stunning private apartments with natural light, incredible dining, walking trails along the Bark River, and really a true sense of community. There are even art classes and halls filled with artwork. It is a really creative space, and what I love most is really how personalized everything feels. And that level of care is exactly why 3 Pillars was just named Best Assisted Living by U.S. News and World Report, the only community in Wisconsin to earn Best in every single care category. See the difference for yourself. You've heard me telling you about it. It's time to check it out. Learn more, schedule your tour, or just check them out at 3pillars.org.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ish Nala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ish Nala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ish Nala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ish Nala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ish Nala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
Welcome back to What's on Tap, getting you up close to Bug at Constructivist Theater. But wow, at the end of the run.
Yeah.
Only
3 shows left.
3 shows left. And my cast party, that is the
There
voice.
is space. There is space for you if you want to come and see it. We're getting tight, but there's space.
Jamie Lynn Gray and Joe Lino, cast members in Bug. And you say there's still room. Another thing I love about Constructivist Theater, talk about inclusivity, but affordability.
Affordability. We keep our tickets at $20 just as part of our value system, because we want people to not feel overly challenged by the price of a theater ticket. It's hard out there right now, and so we keep it low for a reason. And we joke that that's not how much that doesn't show how much we value our art. We do think we put on really good shows, but it's just, and then we ask people who might have better capacity to just leave some monies in the blue box at the door to
and that's a nice approach.
Yeah,
so low pressure, low fi.
It's not assuming anything from anybody, and if you can leave some extra monies, we appreciate it. We will use it, and it's great. Yeah.
For even more creativity.
I was about to say, help us make more art.
Yeah, exactly. And again, explain to everybody what the mission of the Constructivist Theater is. Because we've been talking about a dark, intense play that explores different emotions like paranoia and loneliness. what is the real mission of the Constructivists?
That's it, to produce works that are dark in nature and really show the perils of humanity. And I like to call it dark art catharsis. And it's really, we really believe that it's good for your human self to ride those, negative emotions and be released from them at the end of a performance.
It's a way to process.
Yeah.
And especially with a live audience and community. And if you hear somebody else gasp at the same time you do, it's like, oh, okay. It's that shared experience, which does make a difference. So Bug through Saturday. And then what's your next big event after Bug?
On May 22nd, that's a Friday, we at Skylight up in their bar on the second floor, we have our Find the Light in the Dark season end party celebration. It's threefold. It's a celebration for our successes for the season. It's a fundraiser because we do need funds to make this work happen, and it's a season announcement for our season 9. And so that is all revealed at our...
Join us. Come party with us.
At our party. At
Joe,
our year-end
will you
party.
be there?
I will be there.
Will you be
with
doing
bells and whistles on.
Entertaining?
I shan't be entertaining, but I will be schmoozing.
Well done. Be part of the community.
Exactly.
And what else will we see you in? Do you have your next
I
show
don't have
booked,
my
Joe?
next show lined up, but I've got a bunch of projects. I'm a playwright as well, so me and my partner too. So yeah, I'll be in the scene quite soon.
Yes.
Creators create. I love hearing that you're
Exactly, yeah.
also a playwright.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. So then, Jamie Lynn, I know what you're working on. You're working on that next season reveal and putting all those pieces together.
I have it. It is solved. The pieces are solved, I can say officially right now. Now it's just time to release it into the world on the 22nd.
And I won't ask you titles, but I'll just ask you quickly, how many shows will you have on?
It'll be 3 shows plus our under construction series, which is our playwright development series.
Cool.
I can say about the season on the whole, it is hyper local.
Great.
It's hyper local.
Ooh. And what's the best way to keep up with all things constructivists?
www.theconstructivists.org.
Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for
every single time. I love coming here.
Oh, and thanks for creating thoughtful theater to bring us together.
Yeah.
And Bug on stage, Broadway Theater Center through Saturday. I am Sandy Maxx. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and Jamie Lynn Gray and Joe Lino for this cast party. And make sure you join me tomorrow for What's on Tap, again at 6. Brought to you by Visit Milwaukee.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
May is here, which means your house is officially done hiding under snow, and now you can see everything it needs. Good news, Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help. Upgrade to energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath remodel, and get $3,000 off your project. Think of it as spring cleaning, but way more impressive. That's $3,000 in instant savings during our May savings event, but it won't